Greetings and salutations out there in internet land. Welcome back to Winter Everlasting, the D&D group that I have here with our lovely DM, Boss Tom, and fellow players Everix and Silsey. I am Severin, and I would like to take a moment for you to drag your attention down below the video and hit the subscribe and follow button, maybe even comment, something that you may or may not want to see in this little section. You can find Silsey at youtube.com/@ancientarchive. That's youtube.com/the @ ANCIENT ARCHIVE. You can also find Silsey occasionally online over at twitch.com/Silsey, SYLCEY.
Why do I feel called out?
Because we love you.
Because
Look, I've been dealing with new housing stuff, okay? Leave me alone. It's been stressful.
No.
It's been stressful. Leave me alone.
I am not bullying you. I'm just helping you plug your stuff.
I know, but I still feel called out. I'm having a rough time. Leave me alone.
That's why I do it for you instead of being like, hey, Silsey, plug. Where's your plug at, Silsey? Silsey, where's your plug? The link's in the bio below. Is your links in the pinned comment below? No. That's why that's why I plug it for you.
Thank you.
Oh. So, where we last left off, through the use of the natural terrain, you were able to deal away with your unfortunate companions, we'll say.
Lash will remember this. Lash greatly disapproves.
And finally making your way to Tourmaline. The town seemed a bit more lively than some of the others, the cold not seeming to bother them. Eventually finding your way to the tavern where the speaker was instead of in the speaker's house. A large, orcish woman.
I remember there was a bit of pronoun trouble.
There was. That was on my... It was on me. I read he somewhere in that paragraph, but when I went back, it was she. So
It was a typo.
It's all
could have been.
good.
To be
It happens.
completely honest, could have been. But word was given to you all that the local mines have been overtaken by kobolds. Stopping in to take a quick look. This quick look soon turned into an entire ordeal as, yes, the mines had been overtaken by kobolds with a rather mouthy leader. Did not speak like the typical kobold. You also found out these kobolds were, in some small part, keeping a very, very nasty creature in the caves behind them. Noticing a kobold had gone missing, all turned to look, with only Lash seeing what was pulling the kobold away. A monstrous creature, an amalgamation of spider, snake, lizard, hammerhead shark, apparently.
I still stand by my description of silverfish from hell.
With a bit of bright spell work, the creature was revealed, letting you all get a look. The only problem is, it seems in these dim to dark caverns, dark vision has been turned against you. As when the light faded, Lash, the only one without dark vision, was the only one who could still see the creature as it retreated down the tunnels, beckoning you to follow.
See, you didn't have to do it, though. You could have been merciful. You didn't have to.
Didn't have to do what? Oh, what? Plug you? I'm sorry.
No.
Not.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to Boss. I'm talking to Boss and what he did with this creature. He did have to make it single us out.
It's a creature of the underdog. It's going to be a creature of the underdog.
It didn't single you guys out. If anything, it singled the whole species out. Oh my god, this thing is racist.
My challenge, though, still stands. Can it be looted? Who knows?
Do you really want? Do you really want?
Wait.
Do you want? Because I can do it. I've done more with less. I promise you.
Wait, did you say can it be looted?
Yes, looted. Because
No, like looted or LEWD?
LEWD, looted, made naughty.
No. If you look at it, that's just a wiggly fleshlight with teeth.
And there's the age restriction on the video.
You can block that out.
Question: is it large or is it medium? Because I need to know how many squares this bitch is gonna fill up.
Almost some is medium.
Okay. Fills.
It's y'all sized. Sort of. Upright.
You don't want to go to bed. I said, puff up, put the book down, turn the music box on, and suddenly I'm awake. I just passed out in there. I was tired.
Hey, you are now hearing the salty voice of my wife, @Skittish Kitty, over on Twitch and YouTube.
I am so sorry. I didn't know you were doing it now. I thought you were on break.
No,
Hello,
we're not.
mother.
We're not
Started.
streaming. We're.
Oh.
It is not
Yeah,
being
we're not
streamed.
streaming,
It
but we are
is.
recording for the video to be put up on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So no worries. But also, hi Kitty, how you
Just
doing?
fucking go home.
So she says, hi, Kitty, how you doing?
Hi, I love you all.
Love you too.
We love you too.
No,
And everybody is saying that they love you. That's Silsey, FRX, and Boss Tom.
Yeah, I'm
You go stream?
gonna go in there, be human, and then
Oh, okay. And you go cast that 9th level Be Human spell.
No. Don't you understand? She's going to go play Become Human.
Oh, no, she is going to
I
go
know.
shower and
Yeah.
become human again.
No worries. I know. I understand.
So, by
I
the
too
way,
refer to.
Speaking
I
Speaking
too refer
of Become Human, the one time that I played that game, my wife and a friend of ours, Vi, watched me play, and they backseat gamed so hard they were crapping on my decisions. That's not how people play the game. Then you play the game.
You know,
uh,
I think I actually have an accurate description for the Llama Sombra as a amblypygid hagfish.
We wanted you to see the beauty. You killed everybody.
I did not kill everybody. I killed a lot of people. I did not kill everybody.
in regards to the map, any piles of blue purplish gems are actually piles of blue purplish gems.
I don't think I can go.
Wonderful.
Why?
I have to truck back in there and get clothes to change into.
I mean, yeah, because I have been on top of laundry, actually, so not like there's baskets of unfolded laundry around here for you to pick through.
I had to traverse back in there if I want to get a change of clothes. So my Be Human spell is just gonna have to wait.
I mean, we got plenty of jackets out here that you can use at the top, and then
I'm doing that real quick. I don't want to go back.
Bye, will you?
Can't make me.
And she's getting ready to go live, I guess. So if I become robotic again, we know why. Honey, it's fine. It's not your fault. It's our POS internet.
It's always the crappy internet.
It is. It's always crappy internet, but. So what about all of this crystal stuff out in like this area?
They should be crushed.
Those would be technically gem veins.
But they're out of bounds, technically.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless one of us was a dwarf.
That's one of you was a dwarf.
A very
Oh,
expedient
so I can't-
dwarf.
So I can't loot or collect them to see if I can make have blacksmith make a weapon out of them.
I mean, I would fucking do that, but you know.
I would too. Like, why can't you
All
make me
these-
out of this?
Yeah, all these purple gem piles that you see in the tunnels are leavings from previous mining expeditions. If you wish to go through them, there is actually a chart for rolling to see what you can find in the pile.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But what would you like to do? You are in a room with kobolds. Your orc-ish companion is staying behind with the kobolds. Basically, this is a Trex is saying, yeah, if y'all go and die, we want the person who can get us into town with us.
Smart.
Yeah, no, that's a fair enough. Oh god, okay, so Octavia just kinda she just sort of looks down for a brief moment and seems to have a whole entire like a whole entire encyclopedia series of thoughts pass through her head in like an instant, and then she goes, okay, well, no sense delaying our pursuit, so shall we off and away?
I wonder what it tastes like.
Given the way its skin looked, I don't think I want to taste. That's entirely you, darling.
Resource-wise, how are all of us? Because I am currently tapped off of first level spell slots, and I've only got 2 second level.
How am I looking for spells? I don't think I've used like 1 second level spell, I think. Yeah, I've used a single second level spell. I've still got 4 level 1 slots and 2 more second level. So.
Is anybody missing any health points?
Nope, I am topped off.
Mercury just kind of holds out 11 potions of greater healing. I think I'll be fine.
But currently, are you missing any health? Are you damaged physically?
He starts looking at all of his limbs, kind of like lifting them up, you know, raising all of them, then kind of like looking over himself. I got a couple scars.
Okay.
He's referring to the scars that he already had.
Yeah, I can do as much. All right, so none of us are missing any health points. I'm the one that's down spell slots, but as a paladin, I really need to just save those for smites anyway.
Yep.
Okay. If we're gonna do this, where do you all want me? Do you want me in the back because apparently I can see this thing and you all can't, or do you want me to be up front trying to look for it?
Well, for one, I'd rather I be in the front, but I'm not saying stay 100 yards behind me. I'm pretty much just saying, somehow you were able to see it and I couldn't. So, I don't know. It must be something with you. Do you have any special kind of vision or anything to be able to see that thing? Either way, it doesn't matter to me. Really what matters is if I can hit it. So, I'll be in the front. That way, if it were to try to go for either of you, I can intercept it. Otherwise, it'll try to go for me first. And I've made an assessment of this party. I'm really the only fighter here. I want to say ? I mean, you've shown some pretty good abilities, but it's clear that the battlefield's not exactly your forte. So I'd rather you two stay behind me. It's not anything against y'all. Just we're here for survival.
No, fair assessment.
I'm trying to not take offense to that, but what makes you think that the battleground isn't my place?
You turned away when we were interrogating somebody. and then
That
had to
wasn't.
kill
That
them.
was not a battle.
It was still the battleground.
Darling, that one, that's not exactly fair to Lash. Let's be
My-
honest, that was not true battle or fighting. We had already won. What we did was...
A
Still a
discussion
part of
for another
war.
time.
Either way,
Discussion for another time. So Mercury in front, Octavia in the middle, me from behind.
well, Mercury's suggestion was going to be Lash right behind him so she could see it. Because, if Lash can see it but he can't, he's going to want her, basically right up on his shoulder so that, she'd be able to see it, but he would also be able to intercept it should it try to attack either one of y'all.
But if it comes up from behind, I can't see it at all, so...
So
That's why Lash is-
the
that's why-
squishiest of the three of us would be dragged off like that kobold.
Well, I mean,
Well-
it's still if Octavia's still really close, plus with Lash in the middle, that's the widest radius that
Well, if
can
I'm
be
looking
seen
forward
from both
for
sides.
you, Octavia's out of my sight, or if I'm looking back for Octavia, you're out of my sight.
Well, if Octavia starts getting dragged off, then I can do something about it. She's close enough. If we hear her scream and start cursing at the thing, saying, "I will cut your freaking nuts off," then we know she's being attacked.
Your vote of confidence is absolutely overwhelming, and I feel warm and fuzzy inside. I'll remember this.
Octavia greatly disapproves.
Hey, my options
Octavia-
are limited. My
Octavia
options
will
are
remember
limited.
this. Octavia will remember this.
My options are limited. What do you want me to do?
And we'll see. We'll see if this gets somebody killed. We'll see. Someone might get knocked down into a hole.
Besides, it went in front of us. So like there's only one passage. We haven't came across the fork in the road. So right now you being in the back is kind of the safest option for you at the moment until we reach, like I said, a fork in the road.
Literally.
Oh hey look.
Literally
a fork
the
in the
very
road.
first fucking thing that we do.
Turns back around. Oh hey look, a fork in the road.
Yeah, this thing can climb walls and the ceiling, so it can easily get around us if we get distracted.
Well, yeah, but if we get distracted, yeah. But if I was gonna say if it gets close to us, you're gonna be able to see it, right?
I would rather you be in the front, Octavia go after you holding a torch, and I'll be behind.
Where am I going? Am I going to be the juicy bee? Am I going to be the juicy behind bait, or am I going to be in the middle with the torch? Behind bait,
my vote is
torch.
no.
Behind bait, torch.
I don't know if you're behind Mercury, your intrusive thought might take over, and you're gonna set him on fire.
It's a survival situation. I won't set you on fire yet.
Call me bait.
We will go with Octavia sandwiched between the two more combat capable.
Okay. The direction
so
the creature went was up the right passage. There's a passage south, a passage southwest, and then the passage east.
So
And it
did
went east.
it go east? Okay.
Oh, I thought you said west.
Ugh, I hate it.
But Lash will also go ahead and have out her weapon and be holding on to her shield. So she has a AC of 20.
Mercury is going to actually have out his spider bite dagger instead of the Katars because she's fighting something he can't see. The best thing he can do is try to grab a hold of it. That way he knows where it is.
All right. So, are we going to head down the path to our left, or the path in the middle, or the path to our right?
Remind me again which way it went.
East.
East.
Your left, east.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he'll point that way.
Okay.
As we
Should I
pass
try to
by
make
the. Sorry, go ahead.
Should I try to make an active perception check as I'm going through here, or try to stick with my passive of 15? Because the thing has high stealth.
I will allow you to roll perception, and if it's not as high as your passive, I'll let you just stick with your passive.
Okay, thank you.
And
Hold on,
I will
one,
give
two.
you an inspiration.
Wow.
And that's a D6.
Something messed with my mask. I can't see anything through it.
You still see it's a D6?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. For a total of 20. It was better than my 15. Thank you for the inspiration.
Of course. I gotta do what bards do.
All right,
as we are
20 is
As
good.
we are passing by the gems, like the gem piles, I do want to see if there's anything particularly like large and like clean, like a good raw stone that I could maybe nab up to evaluate at a
And
later
stuff into your
time.
nature's purse.
Yes.
Let's see. Give me a
Chest of holding.
D100.
Oh, D100.
So is it going to be a D100 for everybody that wants to collect one?
Yep.
Okay.
80.
80.
58.
Still looking. I'm not breaking this 20.
I'll let you keep the 20 for a while. So 80, you find a little bit smaller than an acorn-sized piece of tourmaline. Rough guess, this thing would be probably good for an earring, maybe. As small as it is, though, you think about a gold piece.
Hmm.
Because it's unprocessed, so yeah.
50, you find shards. Probably gather up a bunch of them and might find someone who would buy a pack of shards.
Well,
His
his-
require gem dust.
His big goal is he wants to see if somebody can make him a weapon out of the gems. He doesn't know their durability, but they look cool.
Being this close, being this close to the entrance, these have been gone over fairly decently. But there are still pieces there. You see colors of pale green, blue, pink with a green stripe down it, red, brown, and black. All different colors of the same gem. As you make your way down into the next room, the wall on the eastern side rises up 5 more feet. Along the wall, you see several different pockets, each one containing a small sliver of a gem deposit.
Huh. Interesting.
That monster's just like, I taunted them and they're looking for gemstones.
Also, with your 20 lash, you see the torches in this area. It looks like something has come along and pulled all the burnable material off the end of the torch, rendering them all fairly useless unless you were to repack them.
So having the torch with us is a good call. Because this thing wants to stay in the darkness.
Delightful.
Delightful.
Darkful.
Speaks of a higher intelligence than just a monster. Given that it could talk to you, the thing is smart.
Oh, did one of you give me a torch?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
It's already lit too.
Yep. Because I'm looking through my inventory and I have a lantern. I have a lamp.
Mercury still has a specific thing that might actually come in handy for once. I mean, of course, it's a one-time use.
Was it a flashbang?
No, it is the aftermath of Mercury's drunken night. I still have it.
Yeah,
I
capture
will.
the net and then set the net on fire.
I will give the walls in here a quick little look-see as well. See if there's anything immediately like pickable off the wall that isn't the nicest thing that I can pick off the wall without having to work for it.
Good luck.
That give me an investigation, please. Investigation.
That's an 18.
Looking over each of these seams, you find one where it looks like they had just been working on this seam, just opening it up. Give me a D100. Give me 2 D100s, please.
One's a 66, one's an 80.
Investigation to it. Man, this mining discovery roll chart does not give you a big chance to get anything, so I'm going to finagle that a bit because it's a 1 in 80 chance of not getting anything. That's not right. This is a gem mine. So, 80, 17. You find a piece of tourmaline. It is about the size of the joint of your thumb. Giving it a quick look over, it is flawed, but it could be it could be cut to be made better. But in its flawed form, it would be about 10 gold. And being this close to the entrance and finding something 10 gold that you are able to pry out of the wall with your fingers and not a pick, this place could be worth a sizable fortune to whoever could get it, whoever owned it.
Just gonna pack that away into my brain for a rainy day.
Still, then the piece of tourmaline goes into your chest holding.
No, it goes into my backpack. Actually, I don't have a backpack. How do I not have a backpack? Huh?
That's a good question. How does one not have a backpack?
Shouldn't you have like an on-brand backpack?
Apparently all I have is a chest. I don't want to hear the joke. Don't do it. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. Apparently
I was
it's
gonna
just
make it before you even said that.
it's just my equipment, and then oh, it's my background. Okay. Because I'm a guild artisan.
But you're also not an idiot, so
You would have a bag for.
What are you talking about? It's on your finger.
That thing has a really limited capacity.
Yeah, that's for grabbing something small real quick.
Yep. For a quick little snag. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw a little backpack into the mix so that I can, have an actual, like, thing. Okay.
and a backpack only costs 2 gold.
Yeah. Okay. Because I don't know how I managed to not have one by this point, but yeah. Because I don't think I can carry my 20-pound tent on my person. I know that my magical booba space is magnificent, but it's not quite that magnificent.
Not quite hammer space.
Not quite.
Yeah. Unless you had a bag of holding in your cleavage this entire time.
No. I went for a different item. I went for Boots of the Winterlands. Because I was like, cold is going to really suck.
You have the trail you came from, and you have a path leading south. And from the south, you begin to hear flowing water.
Interesting.
I think water might actually be able to help us.
Perhaps
can
a
lure it
little
to the-
bit.
Well, if we can lure it to the water, then we'll be able to see where its footsteps are.
That is putting a lot of faith in our ability to see that well in the dark, but fine. I'm just gonna lock us together and move us as a group, and I'll just spin us as we go down the passages.
Suddenly, I'm in Australia.
This crazy thing.
Right, you
Okay.
come to a split in the path. To the east, you hear the running water. To the west, you hear nothing.
Well, you say water is to our advantage, so let's go ahead and give it a look-see, shall we? Like
You
getting
begin to-
stuck on a ride at Six Flags, but you're hanging upside down the whole fucking time. Like, oh god, no.
You pass another alcove where digging had been done. Inside the room, the torchlight reveals a couple of halfling-sized giant rats that have been torn asunder.
I think we just found the appetizer.
Delightful.
The water steams as it comes out of a gap in the wall. It seems this is a naturally occurring hot spring of water.
Natural hot spring. Oh.
Yep, underground river. Thermal vents keep this river of fresh water from freezing.
Oh my.
It is as warm as a hot bath.
Oh my.
After
An
this is all
extra
taken care of, after they wall off the wherever this leads to the Underdark, for safety reasons, Tormlight can have its own bathhouse.
Indeed. A
Mercury is-
bathhouse.
Mercury is going to test his foot in the water to test its temperature, and then he's going to take a few steps out to test how deep it is.
Hi, my name is Mercury.
My name is Mercenary.
I'm upside down because I'm from Australia.
I'm from Australia, mate.
He is a spider.
Yeah, Black Widow spider too. From the land down under.
Octavia is gonna go ahead and take a little peek-see in this alcove. She is interested in monetizing all of this for herself and her own purposes. And the hot water is that's a real fucking find right there.
Lash will stay right where she is because she's got Octavia and Mercury within easy viewing distance of each other.
The water you would say would be about 95 to 100 degrees. It's a nice steaming bath of hot. For Octavia, give me another investigation as you go through this.
Not as good. A 13.
Oh, that's not quite as big as the last piece you found. You think it'd be about 5 gold? You could probably double the value of any of these flawed gems if you got them cut.
Alrighty. I think I've grabbed enough tourmalines for the moment being. Okay, add to my equipment. This one's worth about...
Looking around the room, the only other path is back or through a bit of a tight squeeze where the water disappears into the wall on the southern end of the room.
Octavia's gonna go ahead and she's gonna check out that, check where the water goes as much as she can. Poke the torch in there, see if she can get a line of sight.
Give me a nature check, if you would please.
Nature.
Yeah, he'll notice Octavia going over there, so he begins to
6.
watch her to make sure that nothing sneaks up on her.
16.
16. As you approach the gap in the wall, you notice that the water begins to speed up as it enters here. And listening in, you hear the water falling. So there is a rumble at the end of this passage leading to... you believe that it might be tumbling into a chasm beyond.
Huh. Sounds like a rather large void at the end of this particular passage. Well, I don't want to try and squeeze through there. That's not wide enough for Octavia to squeeze through. She has some natural inhibitions about, for going through such narrow passages. So I think it would be best if we were to go ahead and turn ourselves around and make our way down the other passage. What do you think?
Player me is looking at that little island on the other side of the hot spring and wondering if there's anything there.
Me as well, but yeah, I
Because
would.
video game logic.
Yeah, video game logic says go behind the water source, go to the end of the water just before it goes off the chasm, and go to the little island patch on the other side of the water.
I mean, if you want to check where the water is bubbling up from under the wall, you're more than welcome to.
Yes.
If you want to go across the...
Yes. I'll check where the water's bubbling, and Mercury can check the island.
Right, that will...
Lash is still just keeping lookout.
Yeah, the water does go under the wall, but it is coming out with enough force where you think that there is a bit of an underground river that feeds this. So give me investigation Octavia and an investigation Mercury. Let's see if the shadow likes Mercury today.
No! I got a 5.
Shadow does, or D&D Beyond doesn't like me. What was that? A 9?
Shadow's
95.
enjoying the hot spring.
Uh,
He's enjoying the hot spring.
Both you guys are saying, "Bite the monster already."
Right.
uh, Octavia giving a decent enough look. This underground river goes a fair way into darkness. You'd probably have to have special gear to give it a proper look, such as light source that does not go out when underwater.
Indeed.
Mercury, on the little island, you find a few skeletal remains of other giant rats. Just bones.
Just the crunchies of the ROUSs.
So the only other way now, north would take you back to where you came from. So further south, down some carved steps.
As they do go down, Mercury will keep his eye on the left side, or well, it basically would be their right side, where the path comes right back around.
Entering this room. This appears to be a processing room where gems were brought, sorted. You see benches and tables. Gravel and pebbles are strewn about on the ground. Scattered across the floor are some hammers, picks, and a bunch of broken lanterns.
Are all of the lanterns broken?
They appeared so.
Hmm.
And by now, all the oil would have evaporated, so really nothing much to scavenge.
Wish to take a look around the room?
Yeah. Mostly to see if there's any more oil refills that might be sitting unused in like a crate or something. And a little look across the tables to see if there's anything that has already been pulled out of a cave wall that might be particularly robust. Dude, I intend to make bank out of here before I leave.
Right. Investigations again as you search the room for oil, for the lanterns.
Natural
for
20 for
Natural
23.
20.
I also want to check for more gems to see if I can actually find something better to possibly make a weapon out of.
You give me an investigation as well.
13, my goodness. It's even Shadow's raring to go for me to fight this thing, just so it can fuck with me.
Mercury, you find a piece about as big as the end of one of your pinkies. Probably a couple gold worth, if cleaned up.
I've been avoiding you guys all day.
Octavia,
Hmm?
looking around, you find two acorn-sized gems. They are unflawed.
Ooh.
In their current state, in their current raw state, you would imagine about 100 gold each.
Ooh.
Cleaned up, 200 gold each. You also find a small dog that has been carved out of rock. It has two pebble-sized bits of tourmaline put in as eyes, most likely carved by a miner while on break. The figure is worth 20 gold if sold.
And no extra oil.
As I was getting there. As I was getting the treasure first. In the southern corner, you find a crate that is marked as oil refills. Inside, it looks like something has gone through and pulled the lids off everything and dumped them back into the box.
Hmm. So it knows that the oil is meant for refilling the lanterns. So
We're just going to
no.
set the box on fire and carry it with us.
It would be a 3 by 3 by 3 foot crate.
Mm,
The oil has soaked the wood through fairly well.
Oh, there it was.
If you lit it, this thing's not going to go out for some time. You could just leave it in the room to keep this room nice and bright.
huh. You know what? That sounds like a marvelous idea. I'll see about trying to start up a flame on that.
Oh, if you'll back up, I can light it with magic. Being close to something with that much fuel on it, probably not a good idea to light it nearby.
You know what? Good call. Good call. Let's drag it into the middle of the room first so that it covers as much of this area with light as possible.
Good idea. And Flash will help drag the oil-soaked box to the center of the room.
Right. Once in the middle of the room, a quick bit of fire magic lights it quickly.
Yeah, and I don't use Firebolt. What Lash basically does is she whips one of her tails that has the bracelet of the Devout on it, casts Prestidigitation, and a small spark flies towards the box, and it goes up in flame. Because with Prestidigitation, you can use it to light or snuff out a candle,
Campfire.
torch, or campfire.
Yeah. It's one
Right,
of those
this
spells I
room-
would normally have, but I don't have on this character. It's actually my favorite cantrip.
This room lights up very bright. Looking down the passageways, down to the first bends of each passage, it is bright light as well. And dim light until the second bend.
Okay.
Now I gotta redo my perception.
Alright, so we light it roughly about. Let me move us out of the way.
Well, get the nat ones out of the way when it's not too
Not too
bad.
dangerous.
So 15 for the passive.
Yep, 15 for the passive.
Alright, so it's.
Oh, here. Oh,
Bright light to about there, and there.
oh no.
And then about
Oh, no. Hey.
to the fork. It'd be dim from this fire. So you've got a fairly decent little area of safety. And as soaked through as this wood is, you see that it is burning rather slow, so it will go for some time.
Probably made of a dense wood like mahogany or
Oh,
beech.
yeah. This would be an ironwood crate. It's meant to keep the oil safe. Ironwood, when treated, is as strong as iron. It is
Hence
great
the
for
name.
building. Yep, it is great for building shields and boats out of. Dwarves like to build casks out of it.
Thank you.
Keep the booze safe. Heading down the southern passage, you see wood planks and struts that form a walkway along the wall over a seemingly bottomless pit. Across the way, a narrow waterfall cascades down that releases steam. So this is where the hot spring comes out.
Oh, there's that hole. That's
And
quite
one
the
way or another,
fall.
we know a thing or two about holes.
Uh,
It's fascinating how brave water is. It doesn't hesitate, it just goes.
Path of least resistance.
it's easy to go wherever you please when you don't really know what's at the end. Well, after you, Mercury, darling.
Mercury will, start walking along the walkway. But he is staying close to the wall.
Yeah, when Lash gets out onto the wood panel, she basically has her back up against the wall and is walking sideways.
As you begin to cross the wooden structure, from down the pit, you hear that same whispery voice. Down, down more.
Shut the fuck up.
Jump. You can fly.
Just don't look down, just don't look down, just don't look down.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Enter the end of the path. You see no more tunnel, but in the center of the room is a wheel.
I believe we may have reached the lift.
Isn't this more of a lowering situation?
Well, it has to come back up from wherever it goes, so.
No, very true. So, how do we work this thing? I've never been on a lift before.
Mercury's just gonna take the wheel and try to spin it.
Give it a turn one way, you feel the lift kind of jolt upwards about an inch, but does not go any further. Turning the other way, you begin to descend.
Oh, so we didn't have to just step on the big stone button in the middle?
Yeah, in fact, right there, you lined it up perfect. I like that the hole in the center of each map lets you see, kind of judge where you are.
I'm,
So that,
I'm highly appreciative that they put this thing
Yep.
lined up with a little dotted circle, so yeah. Makes it nice and easy to tell.
As you crank the wheel, you continue down more and more. 5, 10, 15, 30. Down this stone shaft until finally, after you'd guess about 55 feet down, you finally reach bottom.
Right.
Well,
And
At
see,
least
and
we
each of these,
didn't- at least we didn't go careening down into nothingness and splat.
so I'm always thankful for that. The torches only last for 1 hour, so just let me know whenever the first one's about to run dead. We'll get a second one lit up.
Gotcha. All right, you have a path north and a path south. Want a fresh perception or continue using your 15?
Fresh perception.
I
Go
too
for
will
it.
give a perception.
9.
Going back to 15.
Natural 20 for a 26.
Yeah, so my passive is 15 also.
All right, so we got 2 15s and a 26.
Right.
It's a good thing the light bearer's in the middle.
To the north, you hear more of the rumbling. You can safely assume that this path will lead back to an opening to the hole into the Underdark. That's what all three of you hear. Octavia, you pick up what sounds like someone in a bit of a fight to the north.
What? I hear something. Sounds like someone's struggling. Back up the passage toward the rumbling.
I think we're also lower on the map too, on level 3.
Nope, you're on level 2.
Oh,
Yep, because the lift stops here, and the way down to level 3 is this dark bullshit over here, which comes which turns into this.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So you hear struggling coming up that way?
Yes, just up the passageway. I'm not sure. It's faint, but
Well then,
I
let's
say
go.
we check it out.
Yep, he's gonna start going up.
You know, I've never played. I've never played that. I've played. They had a racing game.
The ceiling here is about 15 feet high. As you enter the room, you see a lone figure on the raised section of floor to the north. Kobold size, they are keeping a torch low to the ground as they use a spear to try to fight off what look like bats. You see one bat swoop into the torch, and as it swoops past the torch grows dimmer.
I'd like to shoot a firebolt at one of these bats.
And I will aim a starry wisp at one of the other bats.
25 to hit.
That will hit. You said it.
14.
14 will hit. What spell were you casting, Lash?
A firebolt.
Firebolt. As you hit one of the bats, you see it cup its wings around the fire, and the fire goes out.
Also did nothing. Okay.
All right. As you make your presence known, I'd like you all to roll initiative for me, please.
Sorry, buddy.
What about the bat that I hit with starry wisp?
Roll me damage.
11 radiant.
The one you hit does drop to the ground.
And last one call out. Avoid using fire.
Not a problem, darling. I don't have fire at my disposal.
Okay. 9 for my initiative.
13 for mine. Before we start combat, though, sorry to start it early, but can we take a short break?
Octavia, if you'll give me your initiative, I'll get things ready.
All right, I'll be right back.
That's a 12.
Well, we shall return.
Yep.
Oh, wait, hold on. I should totally put on elevator music.
Dun, 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 dun.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features.
Best 3 hours of elevator music.
This and maps, so you know where things are. Those are the bats you killed. I'll be back in a second. Right, and I have popped in the kobold you find and the bats into NPCs.
Yep. I was just adding.
I don't think Jake's back yet, but I can already hear him some.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Take a look at NPCs, you simp.
That is a bat.
There's the.
It's like, yes, hot and heavy for the
Yeah.
bat.
Yes, we totally thought that you were going to pull an Osborne here.
The bat giving me head, ha 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 ha. But yes, I do see the kobold and yes.
Called it.
I'm just loving that tail. Okay, they have a mace for a tail. That's badass.
Well,
And
you
it's a
know,
kobold.
actually, the kobold's not that far off from my flavor as well, so.
Anyway, we have all of our initiatives. In our group, Jake is going to go first anyway, but it's by initiative, not by feet.
I did post in the maps where everyone is located. The yellow dot is the kobold, and the purples are the bats.
Yep. Sorry. Just
Not a
having to do a little bit of my juggling.
Gotta do the layers.
Circus. Circus afro. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
The
Are
kobold
these bats?
sees you all.
Are these
Tiny.
Sorry. Okay, so they are. Okay, there we go. Just had to adjust their size so I can fit them all in here without making it look like a gangbang. Okay, there we go.
As the
But
kobold
keep in mind,
sees
you did already kill one of them.
the one closest to the kobold on the left. That litter.
This one is dead.
Yeah, that one got sparkled.
Sparkle,
You got
sparkle,
magical
sparkle.
girl to death.
I'm the most fucking magical girl there is. Fuck yeah.
Debatable.
You're my fucking sparkles.
Kobold looks to you all as you enter, cries out, "Fucking torch eaters, get them before they put out the damn light and that thing comes back."
And she says to a group that has somebody holding a torch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's up first?
That would be
Who's on
Torch
first?
Eater A, the farthest left one. We'll go left to right on ABC. So farthest left is going to dive bomb towards Lash.
Bring it, bitch. AC 20.
Or, wait, Octavia's holding the torch in this group, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Uh huh.
then it'd be dive bombing Octavia.
No, I'm less squish.
Squeeze.
As it comes up to you, Octavia, you notice your torch is starting to sputter as this thing attempts to take a bite at you. It does not bite you.
Really?
I'm not even going to ask what your AC is. It does not bite you. It rolled a 1.
Okay. I've
smacks
got an
into your
AC of
booty.
11.
For it rolled a 1 for a total of 5.
Okay. Alright.
It bounces off of your jiggle physics.
Next, Mercury. There's a bat with a devil-looking tail in front of Octavia, and it's making the torch go out.
Mercury is going to try to unarmed strike
Shank.
grapple it.
Oh. Grapple, grapple.
I don't think an 8 hits.
It does not. It flutters
Actually-
out of the way.
Actually, I think since an ally is nearby, don't I get advantage?
We don't have pack tactics.
Hold on.
The
We
ally
are-
being nearby is for your sneak attack stuff.
And we would have to be flanking for that, I think.
Yeah, flanking would give you advantage. But yeah,
Hold on, I'm.
In a moment.
now if we were playing a bunch of
Okay.
kobolds, we would have pack tactics.
Okay, I will say, since I didn't move yet, I will use steady aim
Ooh.
as a. Oh no, shit! That takes a bonus action. Because
Oh.
yeah, I want the bonus action to bite its fucking head off.
So you are going Osborne. Sweet.
Yes, yes, he is.
Well, bite attack.
Well, it's been confusing to me actually how the whole fucking bite works because like my spider bite is considered a melee attack.
Oh, that would be
But-
an action, but not bonus.
Well, no, it's considered a melee attack. I can use my spider bite as a bonus action for 2-weapon fighting, but
Okay.
I don't know if I can use the spider bite as my attempt to grapple. That's always been confusing to me.
DM's call.
So yeah, DM, would I be able to use my spider bite itself as my attempt to grapple, or is that no?
To grapple with your mouth, I would say it needs to be of the tiny size, which these are of the tiny size. Anything bigger, biting with your teeth, not a good idea. Well, trying to hold on with your teeth on something bigger, not a good idea. So if you want to try to catch a tiny bat in your mouth, go for it.
You're correct.
24.
You snatch it out of the air.
Annoying fucking thing just bites it. So he does 9 piercing on top of.
Don't forget sneak attack.
I know. That's why I said on top of.
Oh, I thought you still had to roll for your poison damage.
Well, I was
I
gonna
love
roll
the
for
amount of-
poison damage
I love
And
the amount of damage
yeah.
you're wanting to stack on top of this, but by God, this thing.
I want to be sure that I can kill it because, like I said, I want to bite it and then rip its fucking head off. Let's see, 2d6 plus 3 for my poison, so 7, and then roll 3d6 for my sneak attack, 10.
Total.
So 9. So yeah, 26 damage.
Octavian Lash, you watch Mercury's face dart out towards this bat and just takes its head off before it flutters down to the ground and crashes. They have 3 HP. Mercury,
Yeah,
your mouth is filled with the taste of 1, bat meat, and 2, soot and ash.
Yeah, he's got a bat head hanging off his fangs, and he was gonna try to eat it, but after tasting ash and soot, he just kind of spits it out and goes, "This thing fucking tastes nasty." He kind of like says that to himself, like quietly, just these fucking taste nasty.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Lash
but a
kind of
carbon
does
cleansing,
self-correct.
dear.
Just for you, Silsey, I'm going to put the rest of the art for Jorah into NPCs.
There's more?
But wait, there's more.
Yes.
Because, like, why wouldn't Boss have more artwork of a certain character that he posts about? I'm pretty sure the rest that he has is lewds.
Is there more of Delsa?
They are a nude version of the above picture, and let's see, a nude version of the above picture, and a she's asking for it picture, and a she got it picture.
Oh my.
I'm about to feel bad for anybody that was that's listening on YouTube because they can't see this beauty.
Delightful.
The only thing I have to complain about the asking for it picture is tail was not done right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
It was impossible to make it look good with a giant club tail, even though I don't find
I
that
can do
possible.
that. I can do it. I have a very clear directive now.
Yeah.
I can do that. That'll be easy. That'll be easy. But I can't do it right now.
Can't do it right now. Things are on screen, but your opinion has been known on the on screen. SS tier makes me happy. All right.
That's another it's out on.
In fact, Octavia, it is your turn, so we'll get through you, and then you're free to.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Because I had the 9.
Yeah, you have to 9.
9? Alright.
Yep.
Wait.
Let's go, Lightbearer.
So hold on. Okay, so since I did
yeah,
my
you still have
regular
Oh, no, wait.
I-
Okay.
but-
You can
but yeah,
do
so
the steady
because I didn't do steady aim and I did the 1 attack, I still technically have movement and a bonus action.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, he's gonna move over next to the kobold, to the other, the other bat,
So to
C.
Betsy.
bat C, and try to stab it out of the air.
Beshank. Roll.
13.
Hits.
And is dead.
Right. Yeah, for 13 damage. So yeah, he just basically swipes it out of the air with his dagger.
Obliteration.
Now it's Octavia's turn.
Yeah.
Well, I would have disadvantage trying to blast the one right in front of me.
Oh
So-
no, that was dead.
That one's dead.
That one is dead.
It is missing its head.
Oh, that's
You
right.
gotta-
You grabbed it and you Osborned it. Got
Yeah.
it. How good of a shot would I have at the last one just above her?
It is above her head, so you would have a clear shot.
Okay, I'm gonna Starry Wisp that little son of a bitch.
Wisp it.
Roll.
That's a 24 to hit.
Definitely
How much
gets.
damage?
11 radiant.
And
I
blast
cast
it.
glitter bomb.
Just for your sake, Lash, you would have been up next. The three of you were all lumped together.
And just because Lash is a bit skeeved out by the bat stuff, she doesn't know if Mercury can even get rabies from a thing, but she's going to spend 5 of her lay on hands to cure him of any diseases that he might have got before we go check out the kobold.
Does that use a spell slot?
No, it's a pool of points.
Yeah,
Okay,
lay
yeah,
lay
'cause-
on
'cause,
hands is paladin power.
Okay, because yeah, he's. I'd I know rabies is a disease. Is that a different status effect than poisoned?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Diseases are different.
Yeah, and if we were going to continue on with the whole Ozzy Osbourne thing, after that mistake happened, yes, it was a mistake. He did not know it was a real bat. He had to go and start getting rabies shots afterwards, just to be safe.
As the last of the torch eaters fall, the kobold kind of squats down on the ground, puts the torch on the ground, pulls out a small vial, and begins pouring oil on the top of it to get the flame built back up. One hand is held up to y'all, just kind of a wait just a second. With you in a minute.
Politely waits.
Once her torch is back to full light, she stands holding the torch up high so she can get a good look at the three of you. Oh, shit. Thanks. Torch
you
eaters, they
mentioned-
come up from the Underdark.
You mentioned that that thing would come back. Did you fight it earlier?
Well, me and my squad did, but you see how well that went for us, as I'm the only one here.
Did it
How
bite
long
you?
have you? How long have you been down here? Because they didn't mention it. Wait, out of character, did they mention a squad went down here?
Trek said that there might be others down in the tunnels.
Oh, how long have you been down here, away from everybody on the surface?
A while. Whenever torch eaters show up, that thing's usually not too far behind, unless you get rid of them quick.
Well, I certainly
But
hope
when you-
we did manage to get rid of it quickly.
And
Well,
when you fought it earlier, did it bite you?
No.
Okay.
We've managed to keep most of the passage going back clear. We didn't run into anything. And there is a chamber that has a rather robust fire if you want to go and warm yourself up and stay near the light. It's back up on the level above us.
But we are going after this thing, and we heard it whispering in the hole.
Yeah, it doesn't use the tunnels too much. It uses the pit.
It's writing on fucking walls.
You got a problem with things that can do that?
When it's invisible to some things, yes.
Again, you got a problem with things that can do that?
Oh, just
I'm
read.
sorry, do you disappear in the darkness for some things? Because I can see the danger and you can't.
In the darkness, yes.
This whole thing's been it's been a shit show since Trex went all weird on us.
Weird.
Weird how.
Well, he used to not be so damned obsessed with getting into town, for one. Found some stupid bag and book, and all of a sudden he's talking like some upworld scholar.
Again, what did the book look like?
Some moldy old thing that he pulled off some skeleton down here.
Meta-wise, I think I know what that is.
Oh,
Slash has no clue. Bobai does. Or Sap does.
well, I guess that explains his accent.
He was a great deal more eloquent and loquacious than I was expecting for a, no
Yeah,
offense to you, madam.
Kobold. He doesn't speak Draconic anymore. I was talking to him for almost an hour 2 days ago, and he didn't even know I was talking to him.
He lost his knowledge of a language he previously knew. That,
Seems like it, or it made him just think he's high and mighty to ignore me.
no, I think something else is afoot there. I'm actually quite concerned. I don't know if we should turn back immediately and attend to this issue or push forward.
I mean, we are down here to take care of that thing. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Miss Kobold, what is your name?
Jorah, pleasure.
Sure. I'm Lash. This is
Cursed Legion.
Octavia and Mercury.
Yeah, I'm Jorah of the Cursed Legion. Don't say anything not cursed like you Upworlders spelled it. Cursed, other spelled.
Kurst? Cursed?
Yes. She holds up the tail, and you see a large iron-like mace-shaped ball at the end of it. Cursed family's always been known as the Iron Tails.
You've got you just got like 80% cooler that tail.
Again, we are going to be trying to take on this thing. Would you like to take a lift back up to towards the light and the rest of the kobolds, or would you like to fight alongside us? It's entirely your choice. I fully understand if you want to just get the fuck out of here.
Probably be best to go up to make sure idiot's not doing something stupid up there.
I would escalate that to a much, much higher priority. If he lost his knowledge of a previously known language, it may not be him in there anymore. Books can sometimes contain some troubling things, including individuals who might not necessarily have wanted to pass on.
Well, I'm sure the speaker isn't going to take him anywhere near the rest of the people for now. At least not without getting some kind of idea of whether or not we're dead.
Well,
Do
better
you have
safe
any
than
kind of-
better safe than sorry.
Here's a good question. Did he send you with a rope bridge?
No, we were sent with nothing.
Probably wasn't expecting you to come back. If you go further down, yes, there's a pathway down there, but the thing lives in a cave across the chasm. We can't really get to it.
Hmm.
Well, worst case scenario, we get yeeted across into the cavern, and then after we defeat it, Mercury skitters up the wall in order to go get us a rope bridge.
Mercury kind of like holds his hand out. Well, both hands. He puts them together and pulls them apart, and you can see like silk in between him. He goes, "I got rope, but that's about it."
And I still have the rope that Delsa gave me.
Up or down, that's up to you. I'll follow y'all because that thing really likes to pick off solo people.
Very well.
We are-
Then you should.
um,
Oh, go
we
ahead,
are thankful for the
Vashtar.
company. We're thankful for the company.
Indeed, especially someone who's clearly a robust little warrior. Again, I hope I don't come across as condescending.
Oh, please, I've put down plenty of idiots who think that I'm a poor little kobold. It's great for getting that first strike in.
I like her.
Yeah, you gotta love it when people underestimate you.
I do like your spirit. Well then, come along.
Alright, well, Canis cursed at your service. Up or down?
I think we're gonna go back up and get a ladder. Or at least that's my vote. I think that it would be best if we went back up, got the ladder that we were owed, and maybe even attend to this apparent issue of certain somebody not being themselves anymore.
I think that would be a lot easier to take care of when we don't have a thing that can just be not seen in dim light.
Well, I can lead you down to where that thing's living and you can make a judgment call from there.
Fair enough.
In fact, it would probably try to stop us from going back up. It likes to force you further down.
Hmm.
Well, if it wants to stop us from going back up, then that just sounds like we can bait it into our territory.
Unless it already knows where a choke point is.
It knows these caves really well.
Well, on the way back up is that room that's still on fire.
And that is the only way to go any further forward. Long as no little torch eaters go in and devour the bonfire we set up.
I think we would have seen if more were flying up out of the hole towards it, though. Because we didn't see any creatures up there when we lit the fire.
As I said, I'll follow you. I really would rather not walk through here alone.
Oh no, we aren't going to send you anywhere on your own, darling.
Awesome.
Well then,
Now, does this thing disappear for you as well?
Unless you've got it in torchlight, can't see a damn thing about it.
Okay, I can see it if it manages to skitter out of the light, so... would you mind walking with Miss Octavia as Mercury leads?
Can do. If we do manage to get down into the tunnels, I could check to see if any of the Drangolins are still, alive.
Drangolins?
Think of them as, Legion siege units.
Okay. So, I
Sorry.
guess that unless anybody has any objections, we'll head down. Miss Curse can check on the Drangolins, and we can maybe try to set up a plan for whenever this thing decides to show itself. She yells at the hole.
lovely. Miss Kirst, if you would be so kind as to join me here in the middle.
Yes, ma'am.
What a time for you to not be playing Everix. Here you are in a party alone with 3 women.
Well, I mean, that's the way it goes.
D&D
I'll-
Everix is curled up in a ball somewhere. I feel the need to be a good boy somewhere in
well, that's the way it works. Like if I play Everix, I'll be in a situation where Mercury or Baxter would be good. Or if I play Baxter, I'll be in a situation where Mercury or Everix would be good. If I play Baxter, I'll be in a situation where Mercury or Everix will be good. And then, like, if I play anybody, I'll be in a situation where somebody else would be better. But I can't predict it, so I'm perfectly fine with this still. At least player me gets to enjoy it.
But you're not getting pampered and spoiled like Everix would.
His tail would be at a mile a minute.
Oh well. Onward.
Starting with you, the Kobold Legionnaire follows your lead down the tunnels. See an offshoot to
19.
the 19. Awesome. Right, there's an offshoot to the south. It looks like they have broken into a geode of these gems. A cavity in the wall big enough for the kobold to fit inside is filled with gemstones.
No. Not gonna go into money grub mode. Instead, I see an opportunity for a potential future employee. Just gathering up all these NPCs like Pokemon, like, hey,
And to
want a
send you
job?
one, you dismissed the kobold. You were totally fine with going on the goblins. You wanted to dismiss the kobolds.
The leader of the kobolds was being a kind of dick.
He was being a
That's
bit
what-
of a dick, but also I player was in a less than charitable mood, so it kind of affected my gameplay last week. So I do apologize for that.
Okay, so you have become that one chick from Helsing Ultimate Bridge. You don't have to listen to your boss if he's acting like a daft cunt.
Basically. But yep. So instead, Octavia is going to look to Jorah and go, "How long has it been since you last ate anything?"
Well, up ahead you'll get some sort of answer. As you enter the room, you see tables and chairs. You see what looks like a small break area that was used by the miners, cooking tables. You see a pair of deceased kobolds in armor similar to Jorah's on one of the tables. We were further down when the thing started attacking us. We made it up to here when these two got taken out. We stopped to try to catch our breath, get a little something in us, because we'd been kind of stuck down for a while.
I'm so sorry. Reaches into her pack and she's going to pull out one of her cans of Belladonna Fair. Her candied yams. And she'll go ahead and hand that over. A little bit of extra sugar to help perk you up.
So just as a kind of a meta question, like Lash is not asking this, but are the cans for Belladonna Fair like does
They're
it have
just
like a
rations.
pop tab? Or
Oh.
is like a pop tab can, or do you need a can opener, or like
It's a pop seal. Kind of like almost like what you get with like a paint can.
okay, or like a can of Vianney sausage?
Yeah. It doesn't
Okay.
have a tab. It doesn't have a pop tab. Instead, it's got It's got a
'Cause
little like thing. It has a little pry key attached to it, so you can take that and you can just pry it open.
So like sardines or anchovies. Okay.
Did you
Yeah,
call
'cause,
it? Did you call it Vienna sausage?
Vienna.
Okay, I thought I heard Vienna.
Vienna.
This
Vienna,
is my can of Viagra sausage.
Viagra sausage.
But
They
yeah,
may be
whenever you said
small,
that
but
you-
they're mighty.
Whenever you said that you handed her a can of the meat, I was just I had a mental image of you handed her this like completely sealed can that had no easy way of opening it, so she's like
Having to
chomps
gnaw
it in
on
half.
it, or like stab it
I
with her fucking spear or something. No, I would never do something like that. Instead, it's candied yams, so it's just yams with like extra brown sugar and a little bit of marshmallow in there.
Yeah,
Like-
she's
like what you get
she's
for-
got she's got can opener teeth and a mace for a tail. She'll find a way to open that can.
As she kind of she goes and climbs up on the table, reaching into the armor of the dead kobolds, pulling out a small brass scale-looking bit on a chain around their necks. This would be Vought and Zerk. Tucks the little scales away in a pouch on her belt. Make sure their name scales get back to their families. Anyway, thanks for the meal, and further north, we'll pass by some of the miners' tunnels and a tunnel winding deeper.
Oh, grand. Gotta love going even deeper underground.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm all for it. Just stay close, and, Mercury, darling, if you want to go ahead and take front post again.
He nods and walks up front.
How's my torch looking?
They are starting to get a little low. You could.
All right, let's go ahead and get that refreshed.
Mm.
And so we use the old torch to light the new torch, and then kind of just discard the old torch.
I will
Yep.
use the old torch, and I will set one of the tables on fire.
Alright. Not as bright a fire as the oil-soaked crate, but this room at least will be bright light.
Or we're gonna put the dead kobolds on there and give them a funeral pyre.
I would not want to presume to do the burial without her input about their customs.
Gotcha.
Well, if our dragon was around, he would, burn them.
Well, we can certainly, leave them here, and we can see about taking them back with us after we handle the creature. Give them a proper burial.
That sounds nice. But on we go. It's not too much further now until you see why you need a rope bridge.
All right, lead on, Mercury.
Time to use my eyes.
As you get further down the tunnel, you once again begin to hear the rumbling sound of falling water.
I got a
You know
dirty
the
20 for
pit-
perception.
Nice.
And that will take you down to the third level. As you come out, you see the tunnel leads out onto another wooden walkway, and Jorah points out to the southwestern edge of the pit, where there's a gap where it looks like a walkway used to be. Yeah, it got rid of all of that, and she points across the way to the eastern cave, and it's taken up residence in there.
Or,
The bigger.
gotcha.
Then she points along the walkway that leads to another tunnel, and that's kind of where we were bunked up. Let's go see if any of the Drenglins are still in there, or if they're all been made snacks. That's the biggest reason we came down on this little expedition, to get our siege beasts back.
Siege beasts.
Lash is gonna stay at the opening, just kind of keeping a lookout.
As you get in, you see several makeshift doors covering up kobold dug holes. In the far back, you see a makeshift set of cages, and Jorah slowly makes her way back, eyes on the ceiling with her torch held high to make sure nothing is above her. She approaches the cages.
Octavia will actually have her hand ready to go ahead and cast Starry Wisp if she sees anything. On the ceiling, of course. Yeah, she's not gonna shoot the creatures that she came here to, that Jorah's checking up on.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. It might be back in its cave where it's holed up. The one that we can't get to.
As she approaches the cage, you see a very large creature stand. You see fire begin to build up under the scales, steam starting to rise as it presses its head up against the bars. That is a shield scale Drengulin.
Like a dragon pangolin.
Exactly.
Gunsoon
She gives a small sigh of relief as she begins to open up the cage. There's one left in here.
Is he hurt?
No, looks like he was rolled up in a ball pretty good.
That's good to hear.
She begins giving that, that pat you give dogs or to a cat's butt that looks like it should be hurting it, but you see that they absolutely love it. That heavy thud, thud, thud pat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She begins thud patting it on the head, and it just kind of tosses its head back and forth, giving a low rumble as it falls in line.
I tried to play Kingdom Hearts. I love it.
All right. Well,
You're not allowed.
yeah, across there is where Ugly lives.
I have never played Freshman.
Unfortunately, cross over to where Ugly lives, so let's go ahead and start making our way back.
About the best we got across it is and she points at a about wrist thick piece of rope that has been tossed across.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Alright, so I'm going to step into one of these alcoves so that you all can pass me. I'll bring up the rear again because I can see the thing, and I'd rather you all be in my sight as well. If that's okay, Miss Cursed.
Fine with me. Y'all are the rescue party.
Are you going to be riding on your dragon scale?
Oh, you see her climb up on the back of it, her back feet resting on the. Getting a look at this thing, you see it has 3 sets of legs, so 6 in total. She keeps her back feet on its back hips, with her hands up underneath the scales in the back that are not glowing like they're on fire. And it folds its large flat tail up over her back.
Amazing. Okay.
So this is a trained siege beast, pretty much.
Mentally noting that.
So she is well protected. Awesome.
Spectacular.
Yeah, this thing is really good at digging tunnels. Y'all might be a little big for them.
Oh no, please, by all means, stay on your creature. But
Oh, I can ride it while it digs. Don't worry about that.
All right. Let's head out. Back up.
if the creature will let us, be careful. I don't think it's going to like us attempting to leave.
Then it'll finally show its ugly fucking face.
Indeed.
As you begin to leave the Kobold Warrens, stepping out onto the wooden path and entering the tunnels from above, further up in the large opening, you hear it whispering, "And now we hunt."
Do I see anything?
It seems to be out of torchlight wherever it is above you.
I'm gonna go ahead and hurl a starry wisp going up into the passage. See if that gives us any light.
Let's do a combo move. Starry Wisp and Fireball straight up the hole.
Not gonna aim at anything, just
It's straight up
point
the
it
middle.
as straight up as possible. Yeah.
There's two sources of light. Zoom up the shaft. You do catch sight of it moving along the walls, climbing further up and towards the second level.
All right, it's already ahead of us, so be careful when we get to the level above.
Duly noted.
You do know that the entrance to the shaft from the second level would put it near the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
God, this thing's stealth roll is just disgusting.
All right, we're back in the common area.
It'll still burning.
Burning.
Tables are still burning. You see a few of the torch eaters kind of diving in and out of the flames. The flames are big enough to where it's not having a massive effect on it yet, but each time they do,
I'll
little
take a
more shadow.
I'll take a shot or two at these little bastards. I don't want to lose the fire. So I'll go ahead and starry wisp one of them, see if I can maybe spook them.
Glitter bomb.
That's a 27 to hit.
That
You
is
did.
very much a hit. You watch as Jorah seems to clinch up on the back of the Drengulin. The two large mandibles on the front of its mouth open. It opens its mouth and fires out a smoky bit of dirt and fire.
10 radiant.
She does say, yeah, I know the fire doesn't work, but the stone still does.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You take down one. The ash shot. Roll that. It takes down another.
How many are left?
There are 3 left.
I was gonna say Lash darts in, takes 2 swipes, but she really wants to be able to keep an eye out for that thing. So I guess no, there's nothing range that she can do. Sorry.
All good.
If they make the mistake of coming in close, though.
Are they spooked or are they engaging us?
As many of them start to drop, they do flutter further down the tunnel towards the elevator shaft.
Alright. Time to go meet Spooky.
Yep. At least we have a fallback point that's close by.
For the most part.
Okay. Well, no time quite like the present. Just stay close, everybody. Don't get separated.
As you round the corner, you see the elevator platform. You see 8, not 8, it'd be 7 figures slumped on it, all seemingly posed to look like they are sitting facing the way you came in.
Raise my torch, see if I can cast any light on them.
Would be the other kobolds of Jorah's force. Their bodies have been brought and placed on the elevator platform.
Not only is he ugly, he's a dick.
Just kind of reflexively reaches over and just kind of puts an arm, puts a hand on like Jorah's like shoulder if I'm able to reach anywhere near there.
You can. She gives a sigh and a shudder.
At least he made it easier to get their name scales.
I am a warrior, at least. This isn't the worst thing I've ever seen done. They didn't deserve to be used as decorations.
One should never have to see their friends treated this way, though.
Mercury, could you gather their name scales for Miss Cursed?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Around each of their necks is a small brass bit of chain with a brass scale that has draconic runes that have been carved onto it. She does nudge the Drangolin to uncover her bit with its tail so she can take them from you and put them in her pouch. Alright, up we go.
Well, let's just hope the
is there
lift
gonna be
can
enough room
carry
for all
all
of
of
us?
us.
Yeah, is there enough room for all of us on the left?
She does stop and kind of pat the back of the Drangolin. Usually we just have him dig up. So I could have him dig upwards and meet you all where this comes out at. Like I said, the tunnel he leaves behind pretty small, so I don't think anything's going to be following me in, and they collapse after a while, so unless we reinforce them. so we don't leave tunnels behind that we don't know.
Okay, we'll meet you on the floor above then.
Are you certain that it can't get at you inside the little tunnel?
Maybe go ahead and start collapsing it behind you as you dig. Can your Drangolin do that?
I believe we can.
Yeah, just collapse the tunnel behind you as you go. And we'll meet you upstairs.
We'll wait for you up at the top.
All right.
It's
Y'all
about
be safe on the,
it's about 40 feet. Was it 40 feet? 40 or 50?
55.
55. It's about 50 some odd feet. We'll wait for you up top. Be safe.
Not quite.
You watch as she pulls her helmet down over her face. She reaches into her belt and pulls out a bit of a leather-looking mask, puts it over her muzzle as she gets covered up more by the tail, and the Drangolin begins to claw at the rock, carving through it like you might do if you were on a sandy beach.
Oh, why did I go this way?
Let's crank that wheel.
As it gets a little ways in, you see it reach back with its tail, using it as a shovel and pull the dirt and loose gravel back into the hole behind it.
Good. Good.
Alright, let's make sure that we're up there waiting for her at the top. Don't want her to run into Spooky without us.
Alright, Mercury, I'll help you turn the wheel so that we go faster.
Right.
Okay.
Beginning to turn the wheel, you begin to ascend. Takes a little bit longer of a time to go up than down, but eventually the platform clicks into place, latches lock onto the sides. After a little bit of waiting, you begin to hear crumbling and clawing, and in one of the little alcoves, you see cracks begin to form before the head of the Drangolin pushes its way out.
Take a look. That's 15.
Right, good to know. Jorah sits up and takes the mask off of her face, shaking dirt and gravel out of the plumage of her helmet and the hair. I always hated siege. Crawling. These masks never keep out all the dirt.
Well,
Better than
at
being
least you're
exposed
here
to
and
that
safe.
thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, isn't better than being exposed to that thing.
Oh yeah.
At least you're safe. That's what matters.
Now, we did light a box on fire up ahead. It might have attracted more of those bats.
Oh, I can pretty well guarantee it will if they swarm to fires and they keep using the shaft to get up and down.
Well, let's go and make sure that we continue to have our lovely little blaze in case that thing decides to stop us before we leave.
Mercury, is it okay if I take a quick peek out onto the wooden bridge area before you head out? Just in case that thing's hiding in the darkness?
Fine with me.
Yeah, it's just, I would really hate for you to be leading the way and suddenly just get yoinked into the pit.
Well, I mean, if anybody is going to be going into the pit, I can at least crawl my way back out.
Unless it's holding on to you and keeping you getting to the wall.
But either way, like, say, not only can
Just a peek.
y'all,
Just a peek, darling. It'll be fine.
I just want to make sure it's
I-
not trying to wait in ambush for you.
I get that. Just go ahead.
Oh, trust me, I'm not going to go be looking over the edge for the thing. I'm not asking to die.
Oh, hey, look at that. That's a really deep hole.
Sorry.
As you begin to step out on the wooden platform, give me fresh perception, unless you've already rolled it.
Fresh perception. $18.
Further up near the top of this cavern, you do see some of the torch eaters flitting about. Down below, you hear some further down, but you do not see the La Sombra.
All right. I don't see the Lone Sombra. But yeah, there are definitely more of those damn bats floating around.
I called it the
And
Llama
Lashka's-
Sombra.
Yeah, Lama Sombra.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Lama Sombra.
I spelled it with 2 L's, like a
Oh.
llama.
Ah,
Happy llama, sad llama, mentally disturbed llama.
All right.
Yeah,
Well-
Bash is now back at the back.
All right, Mercury, darling. If you would please.
Yep. And he takes the lead going across the walkway.
Lash once more with back to the wall, walking sideways.
Mercury, as you're about to enter the tunnel, you feel something slap against your shoulder. Octavia, Lash, being behind Mercury, you see a long pink appendage with looks like 3-pronged tip of the tongue firing out from behind the waterfall.
The water? Wait, what?
A
Across
long
20
tongue.
feet?
Yes,
Son of a bitch.
it has a 20-foot tongue.
Son of a bitch. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm not close enough to be able to hit it with my weapon.
Starry Wisp. At the source of the tongue.
You fire off a starry wisp. I will ask for initiative as the Lama Sombra.
Fuck me, god damn it. Fuck. 13.
13 just. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong number. I was looking at the wrong creature. Nope, sorry.
Fuck me. 4 for my initiative. God damn it. Now I'm getting all the shit rolls. Fuck.
Wow,
14
11.
for initiative.
I got an 11 for initiative. And I'm
Lash, what was
imagining-
your
14.
14?
I'm imagining Lama Sombra is probably higher.
Let you know in a second.
Please roll a nat 1. Please roll a nat 1. It didn't roll a nat 1, did it?
All right. First in the initiative order, the Drangolin.
Oh shit.
The Drangling turns its head towards the waterfall. You see its maw open up again, the fire beginning to build up in the back of its throat as it fires out another one of those smoky balls of burning dirt across the way. What's that? That'll hit. And let's see, that's a 19 to hit. That'll hit, and then bludgeoning damage. A 1 on the bludgeoning damage, but a 12 on the fire. Right, that'll be the Dranglin's turn. Uh, Now it is Jorah's turn.
That was the Drangolin just gonna like stand and fight instead of carry Miss Kirstoff.
Yep, it's a war beast, and she's a soldier. And the people that came down to help her, in her mind, are in trouble, so she's gonna help.
Okay. So who's next?
Jorah. So the Drangolin and the Kobold, one after the other. She is going to yeet a pylum at it. That will be a hit.
Damn. They're all rolling so good now. And I'm rolling like
Yep.
shit. Fuck.
No,
Uh,
I have not rolled good at all this session yet.
No, I didn't.
Well, other than that 20.
She will use a.
So much sin.
I love her. The Centurion attacks. Pylum, Firetail Pylum, and Boom Pylum with 3 exclamation marks. So she's going to throw a Boom Pylum. 5 piercing damage. 7 piercing damage. 7 fire damage. 6 thunder damage.
Yikes.
So we're getting a good idea of what these two can do together.
It's quite spectacular, actually.
She throws a pylum across the way. You see it burst into flames. And then a concussive boom resonates.
I'm starting to see how you all were able to take his mind so easily.
Lash, you're up.
I can't do anything with spells because I've got my shield and weapon out. I can move through allied spaces, so I would like to move to the spot just above Mercury and take 2 strikes with the tongue if the first one doesn't knock it off.
Also, sorry I don't have the space for the War Beast.
Yep, don't worry. It's big. It's basically standing almost on its side, clung to the wall.
First attack is a 12 on the tongue.
Why did I just get like a mental picture of Sully from Monsters Inc. trying to walk along a ledge?
But I'm assuming a 12 misses.
12's a no.
Ugh.
Fuck.
11 also a no.
Well, I mean, if it's attached to me, basically, doesn't that mean the tongue is stationary? Wouldn't Lash get advantage?
I mean, other factors can calculate into missing.
Well, I would assume that if it tried to latch onto me with the tongue, that it probably would have tried or would have had to roll grapple unless, you know, if Lash tried attacking it and it wasn't gripping onto me, then it would pull its tongue back, therefore freeing me anyways.
Yeah.
So even
This is
yeah.
it can hit and do damage, or it can hit and then reel you in on the next turn. So instead of doing damage, it latched on.
Okay, so if it latched on, then it would technically be stationary and in a grapple state.
Yeah, it would be technically grappled. You would be
Okay, so
grappled against it. So go ahead and roll another attack at advantage.
the 24 to hit.
Hit.
Okay, let's see here. So 1d6 slashing, 1d4 psychic plus 4. Six.
Casually convincing
Four.
DM to let other players have advantage on their attacks.
Total of 8 damage. 1 slashing, 3 psychic. Well, I guess technically 5 slashing, 3 psychic. From my silent whip.
Not enough to dislodge it, but does look like it did hurt.
Is there anything I can do with my freaking bonus action?
Paladins and barbarians.
This is why I don't like Mythweavers as much as D&D Beyond, because like all of my easy to read cheat sheet stuff for bonus actions is not here.
Here. If you find something, we'll come back to you. But in the meantime, Mercury,
Yeah.
you have a tendril attached to your shoulder.
He is going to try to detach the tendril from his shoulder. He is going to. Yeah, first off, he's going to try to spider bite dagger it.
Oh, I can use my bonus action to make another attack on it. It just won't get the +4 to damage.
Go ahead and make that. And I will say, Silsey, just be careful what you drink.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
It's okay. I'm just doing a basic outline. That's all. Nothing
Gotcha.
explicit. Just general outline.
Just general outlines.
You ready? 18 to hit.
Hit.
Yeah. 6 plus indeed. For 7 more damage, 4 slashing, 3 psychic. So I guess in total that would be 15 damage. Still not enough to dislodge it?
Not enough to dislodge it. But damage is damage. And Mercury, you are up.
So now I have
Yeah.
one question. When I was hit by the tongue by the Lama Sombra, did we roll initiative before or after I was hit by the tongue?
After.
After.
So that means it hasn't taken a turn in combat yet.
Correct.
So I have advantage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But a 13 doesn't hit.
What's Shadow tonight?
However, I still have my bonus. So I'm gonna try to bite his tongue.
King cat.
And still advantage.
Angry kisses.
11. Nope.
Shadow
just can't.
Shadow's mad at you for something, and I don't know what. Who knows? Maybe Shadow's like, yes, let's bring Everix in. Kill the spider.
You did your attack. Was the spider bite your bonus action? Yeah.
Yes, the spider bite was my bonus action. And Let's see. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
I'm
Right.
correct. Like, I never.
Octavia,
Right.
you're up. The long, the Lava Sombra, bottom of the round.
That's
Thank
actually
God.
good. Okay. Bonus action has to come after my action, correct?
No, you can use
it
your bonus action before
or
your action. Yeah, it's just a
Or-
resource.
Okay. And if I cast a leveled spell, the only spell I can follow up with has to
cantrip.
be a cantrip, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Bonus action cast Hunter's Mark.
Yes. Sorry, I should not have been so into it that like I was. That okay, yeah.
Ignore the damage roll because
Yep.
that was just me casting Hunter's Mark to mark it. Now I'm going to Starry Wisp.
All right.
Don't fuck me here. Natural
Don't
20
fuck
for
me.
a 30.
Yes.
Very much a hit.
That's for 18 radiant and damn
All your
one.
damage, all your damage dice was supposed to get doubled, so
It
you
did.
probably have to roll mark twice.
No, it did. It did it automatically. And 1 force damage.
Right.
Only 1 force damage on doubled dice.
Oh, right. That I did not double, so my bad. So one more. Ooh, 6 for 6 more force damage. So a total of 7 force damage and
So
and
then
18 radiant.
So 25 total.
25 total.
Does it let the fuck go yet?
The tongue zips back across the way into the waterfall
Without a spider on the edge.
without a spider on
Oh man. I'm sorry for all the swearing tonight.
it.
And
Like-
an uncharacteristically low growl from Octavia. She goes, "That would be mine. I'll thank you to not try and take my things."
Record, wait, I'm your thing?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Okay.
The party belongs
Yeah,
to her.
like-
Everyone in the party is currently her thing.
All right, now that it
The
is.
Lash will remember this.
Now that
Mercury
it
was
is-
thinking about grabbing a hold of the tongue, so when it pulled back, like during his turn, he's thinking about grabbing a hold of the tongue just in case if it pulled back, it would be able to let him go. He would just go there to it. You're
Yeah,
bad,
since,
motherfucker.
Since it latched onto you before initiative, I didn't have it instantly reel you in. I was going to wait until its turn to reel you in. But now that it is its turn in initiative, it is on a hit. It does pull you in.
Good to know.
Ah.
So once more. Mercury, once more. This time, instead of on your shoulder, it hits you in the chest.
Well, is
Does
it-
do any damage?
Well, then is it a guaranteed like hit or something? Like,
Oh, it rolled to hit. It hit.
I have silvery
what is it?
barbs it. Remember, I have silvery barbs, so please let me know.
Yep. All right, silvery barbs. Let's
And
roll
I'll-
that
Who you
again.
giving the advantage to?
I will give advantage to Mercury.
All right, so that turns the 27 to hit into a 20.
okay, cool.
Ah.
Yeah, because both times, you never said what the number was. So
Oh,
I'm just like, what is it? Is it like an automatic hit or something
nope.
like that?
I
Yeah,
saw
all the
your
stats.
AC and I was like, okay, this thing's rolling high enough to where if it's above drinking age, it hits.
If it's above drinking.
Hmm.
And since it's not reel you in, does not seem to want to get into physical combat range. Not only is it an asshole and cruel, it's a coward.
Well,
It does
hey,
not.
Mercury, you have advantage on like the next thing you try to do, especially to try and save your ass from getting wrenched down into the pit. So, you know.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But it didn't wrench him.
Yep.
It barely even spannered him.
Eh.
Next time it might though. Uh, it's going to stay where it is. It's not going to. Let's
Okay.
see. Multi attack, bite, and tongue.
So
So it did not reel you in with the tongue, so it cannot bite, and it is not going to come over close enough to bite. It is
so the pit is 20 foot in circumference.
It's 20 feet away
15,
from you,
20, 25. 25,
20-ish.
20. Yeah, it's 25 at its widest, 20 at its most narrow.
Okay, good to know.
good to know.
I vote we don't fight around the pit.
Yeah, if y'all want to continue retreating into the light, you're more than welcome to end combat and leave.
That's my vote. Because, like, just standing here waiting to get whack-a-mole by this joinking SOB, no thank you.
It is the Dranglin's turn. If you wish to move to the light,
Uh,
let it know.
My vote is to get away from the pit. What do you all say?
Looking
yeah,
something up
I
real quick.
I too would like to get away from the pit, but I don't want to try and retreat back up where we came from yet. I want to get rid of this thing.
Well, it's all connected down here. Let's just try to lure it to a different section. That way we're not... Because right now it's just a matter of time before this thing yoinks us off.
Yeah.
I will say this pit is not just a normal pit. This is a several 1,000-foot drop into the Underdark.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody but Mercury is almost a guaranteed death if we get pulled off.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to tip off the DM, but uh, my web is 20 feet and it doesn't have a weight limit. I can cast it from 60 feet away. So if we're pulled, you got a safety net.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Tongue beater.
That's a lash for falling back to the light. Mercury,
Yeah, yeah, we can fall back to the light.
Octavia,
Fall back to the light.
All right. Soldiers, fall back to the light. We can't fight next to this pit all day.
instead of trying to move past you all, you see the Dranglin just start burrowing into the wall, and further down the tunnel, you hear it emerging.
Good boy.
Right? That is Jorah and the Dranglin out of combat. Lash, you're up.
Seriously, don't mess around next to this pit. And she'll just duck down the hall.
Right?
We
Parker,
kind of
you are
understand
up.
how pits work. um. Hmm.
If Mercury wants to spider climb across and fight the spider climbing monster,
Well, see, the thing is like he wants to stay where he is currently so that he can pretty much protect Octavia.
okay.
He would rather well, Octavia's before it, duh, I'm a fucking idiot.
What you could do, mechanic speaking wise, is hold your action until after Octavia heads down the hall.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
What's up, hun?
Mercury's going to hold an action to defend the tunnel until Octavia is past. Octavia?
Is the thing still like still tonguing Mercury?
It is not. It has let go and is basically doing the creepy pushed its head through the waterfall to look at you all thing.
So it's visible currently.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit it with a Dissonant Whispers. Wisdom save,
Go for it.
please.
Fuck you.
That is basically what she does. She goes, "Fuck you."
What's the DC?
That's a DC of 18.
Right, that's a wisdom save of 12.
Roll that beautiful psychic damage. 11 psychic damage, and it has to use its movement speed to go as quickly as it can away from me for just its reaction. So,
Right.
bitch has to run.
All right, you give it the mental jab of fuck you.
Yep. And then soon as she drives it away back into the waterfall, she's going to grab hold of Mercury's sleeve and she's going to run along with Mercury back down the passage. Not really dragging him or anything, just making sure that the two of them are together.
So it has to use its reaction to move.
Yep, and it has to
Okay.
move literally as far from me as it's able to do in its movement. So
It's
it has to
going
move its full movement speed away.
Well, it has a 60-foot movement speed. It's going straight down the tunnel.
That is fast.
Did you want to chase it up the waterfall or down the tunnel? Down the chasm.
Well, I mean, that is up to you because it has to move. It has to move its movement speed as far away from me. So I leave that to you whether that means it goes down to get away from me or if it goes across the waterfall to get away from me. Either way, it just has to go the opposite direction.
It will be going down then, as up through the narrow passage the water is coming out of would not move it as far.
Okay.
It would be squeezing it. So for now, you are all in an area of bright light. There are a few torch eaters in here fluttering around.
Blast those little bastards.
Won't even make you roll initiative. If everybody wants to take some swats at them, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start. I walk into the room and I start blasting Starry Wisp just at every little fluttering thing. I'm just gonna be like, and bam, and blam, and ga.
Actually, there are no more fluttering bastards. And you are all, for the moment, safe in bright light. You don't know if it will not enter bright light, but you do know that it loses its invisibility with dark vision if it does.
Well, I managed to drive it back down into the pit a little bit. But it will probably come back after us.
Yeah, it doesn't really like letting things go. Now that you've heard it, it probably wants you even.
Well,
Bless
I
it.
heartily encourage the bastard to try! She shouts down the passage.
Well, so do we make for the exit and regroup?
After Octavia screams that into the tunnel, Mercury's just gonna go, "Do you feel better?"
I'll feel better when I post that thing's skull above my door like a fucking mantelpiece. Alright, let's go ahead and... This is honestly the safest place for us right now, because the moment we go back up that passage, damn bastard can just sneak by us on the bloody ceiling. I couldn't even, for the life of me, see it on the other side of that waterfall. It's... I don't know what to do. I don't fight. I'm out of my element here.
Lil kind of turns on her seat on the drain and looks at you all. Yeah, the Lama Sombra is not great. It's made to kill things down there in the Underdark, and the Underdark's filled with things made to kill everything.
I've we continue making our way back to, eyes peeled for thing.
Well,
I have
if
an
it,
idea of something to do if it decides to show itself again, but I am not going to say out loud what it is because I don't want it to listen in and plot.
well, if it makes you feel any better, I was practically trained to kill anything up above ground. I know it's not the Underdark, but it's something.
So we'll continue heading back carefully. Octavia, let's go ahead and change the torch out. I know it hasn't been long, but better safe than sorry.
Yes, yes.
And
Change out the
Lash
torch.
pulls out another torch. And Mercury, that thing didn't hurt you whenever its tongue latched on, did it?
No, I feel fine.
Okay, good.
It's got a nasty diseased bite.
I'm going to be 100% honest. You really don't have to worry about me so much.
Well, somebody has to.
Well, you'll.
Well, are we ready to head out?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Jorah, are you set to go?
More than ready.
All right. Let's go ahead and make haste.
17 for perception.
As you make your way back to the entry room of the mines. Fully outside or into the entry room?
The entry room had the like ramshackle walls that the
Yep, the makeshift fortifications, and outside is the makeshift gate. As you enter the entry hall,
how big is this entry area?
About 15 foot tall, but not very wide and deep. The way these cave systems look, they just followed the gems. No real rhyme or reason where they were digging.
Hmm. So
You do
like
not see.
setting up in this in the entry room doesn't afford us really much of a battle area, does it?
Not much. It would be some fairly tight quarters.
I mean, not necessarily bad. That negates the 20-foot tongue.
That's another thing. That thing, that thing has some reach. It's
So
one of
we
its favorite tactics to pull things up 20 feet and drop them down crevices.
yeah, it made a fairly good go of trying that. Ah,
You can set up here. There are not as many kobolds in here as there were when you first came in. In fact, the only kobolds you see are down near the front gate leading outside. Seems they have kind of moved outdoors.
oh, son of a bitch, that's right. Your leader and that bizarreness about the book and everything. We need to go and handle that situation now.
Yeah, that'd probably be best. Do you have any idea what's going on with them? And finding a book doesn't. I don't care how good of a book it is. It doesn't make anybody that smart.
It may not be him that is so smart. It may be something that decided to go from the book into him. I've read tales about spirits bound books, sentient books that take control of their hosts. That kind of thing. So it could be someone else who's using your leader as a bit of a vehicle.
Oh, great. And
Magic
yes,
magic is tricky that way.
yeah, I am saying this as a kobold about kobolds, but honestly, a bunch of the ones in this legion are dumb enough to not have noticed.
It's fair enough. Magic can be confusing. Not everyone knows what to expect. I only know about this kind of stuff from tales. I've never actually seen it happen.
Mm, well,
Well,
get outside and see what's happening.
yeah, let's go ahead and go handle that. And
As you approach the
Slash is just
guards, they kind
keeping
of stand
yeah,
more at attention.
watch out.
Keeping watch out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. The guards stand more at attention, and they even rush over and start patting on the Drengling and greeting Jorah.
Octavia's gonna say to them, I managed to drive the thing back briefly, but it may very well make a about face, and it may come back up through that tunnel. So be on double alert. Make sure that you stay in at least looking at the size comparison of all of the kobolds. May want to stay in groups of 3. It has a tongue that can reach pretty far. So make sure you stay in tight, close groups.
Kind of nod and stoke up torches and
So
let you past.
I'll give you each a little bit of a hint. If it tries to use its tongue on any of you, bite it as hard as you can. have some fun.
Okay. Kind of look at you like, what?
Like, what
Well-
did this dude do?
Well, it's going to try to grab one of you if it does use its tongue to try to drag you away, but don't let that happen to your allies. Just bite the tongue.
Okay.
Or stab it. You don't have to bite everything. Stab it, cut it, do whatever you need to. Hit it with light, hit it with fire, whatever you have at your disposal. No, come along. Stop trying to turn everybody weird with your weird biting thing. Not everything has to be bitten.
How is biting weird?
One of the kobolds kind of pokes up. I like biting rocks.
That is a wonderful can-do attitude, but I don't recommend that you bite this thing because we don't know what might be in its blood or its meat. It could be bad for you. So, yeah, just stab it.
Well, if their
Alive.
jaws are strong
Stab it.
enough to bite into rocks, then it
Stab it.
most likely is strong enough to sever the tongue, which will make it think twice before using its tongue again.
Jorah
Ah.
kind of shakes her head and begins to head out of the tunnels like, oh my god.
Octavia
Nom.
follows suit. In fact, she kind of syncs up with Jorah. And they just both shake their heads and just go, God.
What? Nom nom? No nom nom? Oh please! I try to be lighthearted for 5 seconds, and I'm always reminded why I'm not supposed to be lighthearted. I'm not good at it.
Outside, you see a mine cart has been kind of converted into a bit of a wagon. You see Oris sitting in the wagon. On her back are the makeshift wings that Trex had, and standing beside the wagon, looking rather confused, is Trex.
Wait, huh?
Seeing you all come out, Oris kind of stands. Ah, glad you all made it back. I was starting to wonder if I should just take the kobolds on back to the city.
Well, it's not dead yet. It sort of ran away from us.
Hold on. Hold on. One more time. What do we see? We see Oris.
Oris, with the makeshift wings attached to the back of her cloak, sitting on top of a chair on the wagon, and Trex standing next to the wagon looking confused.
Okay. Because I had an entirely different mental picture and interpretation of what you described there. I don't know why,
What?
but I
was gonna say, what did you hear?
for some weird reason, I heard that Oris was on all fours wearing the wings.
Oh no.
And
No,
I'm just
he
like,
was,
wait, huh?
What did I walk into?
Okay. I'm a little less confused, but also I'm still confused. Dude looking confused. He doesn't have the wings anymore. What's going on with him?
He's just kind of rubbing his head, looking confused as Oris looks around the group of kobolds back to you. A bit of convincing was needed, but Trex did come around to seeing things, and he has given the Legion over to Tourmaline to use as, well, miners and extra security force.
I see. We found one of the, we found one of your, lost legionaries, down in the tunnels. She, turns to Jorah and goes, and she whispers to Jorah, call out to him in Draconic, see if he recognizes what you're saying to him.
Aura hops off the Drangolin and begins to walk forward. You see one of her fists balled up. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Nope. I speak 2 languages, which is weird for a bard, but yeah. Apart from common, it's halfling and primordial.
Nope.
You begin to hear this kind of guttural growling deep in the chest type language coming from Jorah as she approaches Trex. You see him begin to kind of shrink away from her as she speaks until she gets up close enough to slug him in the jaw. And he kind of calls out to her in the same language, looking up to her, holding a hand up.
Everett. Me next. Me next.
So she spoke Draconic to him, he spoke Draconic back to her.
And she doesn't seem the kind to have lied. So, what is the situation that has changed? The wings.
Do you give Trex a look over?
A little bit, yeah. I give him a kind of a once-over glance, trying to ignore whatever welt may be appearing on the jaw.
Not me wondering why I've been ignored the entire time. I've been muted.
Oh no!
Oh no! What you got,
I've been-
Lash?
I've been asking, is Aura's talking differently than she used to?
A lot more refined. Not as boisterous.
Where's the book? Like, this is Lash in character. Where's the book?
I'm not
Like,
sure
watching
if it's...
Boris's reaction.
And, Octavia actually turns and goes, yeah, and it looks like the town speaker seems to have changed fashion.
Well, the wings are just a symbol of station to the Legion. They've named me the basically de facto dragon of the Legion until their dragon returns.
Mm. Did you also pick up anything good reading, perhaps?
Not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, getting
Insight check.
Yeah.
Insight.
Fuck, it was almost good. 13.
It's not 13.
24.
There we go.
Done that one for a 6.
Ouch.
Well, looking at the DC of all of this, Octavia and Mercury, she seems nervous as you start mentioning a book, pulling her cloak a bit tighter around her.
Oh, darling. So we've
All right,
learned a
bring
little
it out.
something on our adventure down into the dark. The book. Octavia holds out her hand and she's going to say, and she's going to cast command, and she's going to say, give.
I have never seen that in my
So give me a wisdom save. Mind you, she's casting command. Casting command give.
it automatically.
The book was to at least direct her mind so that she doesn't try and wiggle out of it.
Oh, yeah. Let me look at something real quick.
I mean, otherwise she'd like I don't
Yeah,
know,
this
she
one
could
I'm
give me
gonna-
her underwear or something, but you know.
that I read.
Not an entirely unwelcome gesture, just not what I'm looking for at this moment.
It's what I'd like, but not what I want.
Sweet little baby, I love my kitty cat.
Whoa.
Oh,
Jesus,
You are
I don't know what you're talking about.
oh.
Silvery barbs. Silvery barbs.
Uh. Technically, because command is a leveled spell, I can't do silvery barbs.
We're not in combat.
I find silvery barbs. Now I'm tapped for fucking spells. So give me a reroll that, and I guess I don't know. I'll give advantage to who's most capable of Mercury. I'll give you advantage again.
Do not. Let me actually look up the spell so I can see if it does actually say that word.
Which spell? What word?
Command.
Command is any one-worded command. I speak a one-word
Target must
command to a
succeed.
creature that I can see within range.
Just-
Target.
Just wondering if it
level.
counts as them being charmed.
No, it does not have a charm
Okay.
effect. There's
Oh,
no charm.
that's
It is a first level enchantment.
It's an
but it does
enchantment
not-
type spell,
doesn't-
but it does not
but
actually.
it does not say charmed. Okay,
Does not
Yeah.
say charm.
that's all I needed.
Yep. I actually, surprisingly, don't have anything that does charm.
Also, who are you giving that advantage to? Yourself? Because
No.
that counts.
No, I gave the advantage to Mercury again.
Give the charm
Okay.
to Mercury.
Shut up. Yes, I give advantage to Mercury because, in my mind, Mercury is the most capable one of being able to get up close and maybe take the book, if push comes to shove.
That is much better for you. See. Oris seemed to struggle with herself as she reaches into the cloak, pulls out a very old, molded looking bag. From the shape of the bag, there does appear to be a book in it as she holds it out and drops it into the. Did you say give it to you or drop it?
I said give.
She
Climbs
had her
down
hand
off.
out.
That wasn't so hard.
She climbs down off of the wagon, brings it over to you. As she speaks, the voice is less her and sounds more like a human man with a kind of nasally voice. No, that's mine.
No, darling, it's mine. Still
Hands
holding
the
out
book
her
over-
hand for the book to be put in.
Hands the book over to you.
Takes the book and immediately drops it behind her into the snow. And she goes, "No one else touch that." And let's make sure this one stays far away from the book, as she points to the speaker.
Somebody's not feeling like themselves today, are they?
Now that the book is no longer in their possession, how does the speaker look?
Angry, keeps looking down at the book. Give me insight for a better read on the current.
Hey,
Help
finally,
action.
I'm back up to good rolls. 22.
I'm still saying help action. See if you can roll better.
All right.
Wilson,
Nope. That's not 9.
Nope.
So we're going to go with my 22.
22. Mad that the book's no longer in their possession, but also scared that the book's no longer in their possession.
Hold on. My kitty cat is licking the bottom of her dish, which means she wants food. Give me a hot second.
Yep, go and take care of
All the times you need to be fed. Oh, yeah. There you go. There's your food. Okay. Sorry about that. Hold on. I just pull up my pants a bit. Yeah. All right. What happened?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing happened. She looks mad that she doesn't have the book, but also scared that the book is on the ground out of her possession.
Lash will bring around one of her tails, the one that has the bracelet of the devout on it, and as she holds her hand over the gem, she is focusing on the spell Firebolt, just so that she can hold that ball of fire in her hand. Now, tell us what this book is about before I torch it.
Please don't. It is the only thing keeping me here.
And who are you?
Janth Alawar. Um, I was a sage of. I was collecting flora and such from around the Dale. I owned the mine. I I died, and that book's the only thing keeping me in the material plane. You watch as her eyes roll back and she falls backwards into the snow, leaving behind the ghostly image of a human man.
Well, if you're dead, then you shouldn't be here anyways. You should be moving on.
Now. Let's not make any rush judgments. Why did you possess them?
Well, I just wanted to get back to town.
To do what?
For-
You've already
for what
passed
purpose?
on. What did you want to do?
My findings could be handed back in, and if I could find somebody wasting away their life, maybe if I could give them a purpose and carry on my expeditions.
So you would essentially murder somebody to stay alive.
Have you seen some of the drunkards in that town? Do you call that a life? Just
It
boozing
doesn't matter.
away?
It doesn't matter. It's theirs to live.
I have an idea. Now, this will take a little bit of compromise on your part. You'd have to agree to not be going and wisping about for a while, but we may, in fact, be able to facilitate you having a life to live once more, be able to turn in your findings and whatnot. Because I can think of at least one candidate who would be a prime example of someone worth your time to take over. And it's someone whose life otherwise would be spent bringing pain to others. So long as you agree not to bring pain to others, I see no reason to not facilitate such a transition. Now, do you promise not to try and take anyone else over, and do you promise to be patient while we arrange a situation or circumstance in which you might be able to facilitate said transition?
I see what you're getting at, but even if you're talking about our deranged speaker, I still don't think that's a good idea.
Well,
He's dead.
Back
He's dead. He
down.
had his chance.
Glances back down at the book, then back up to you. I don't have too terribly much of a choice.
oh, you do have a choice, and moving on to the great beyond seems to be what my compatriot here is very keen on helping you do. However, I want to give you the choice to be in charge of your own fate.
It really does.
Are you talking about me possessing?
There is a particular individual of a rather cruel nature that we need to get rid of. And if you are willing to be a part of a solution for that problem, I see no reason to then rain on your parade and force you to go into thorough non-existence once more. And you can resume your research. You can go ahead and do as you please.
I wouldn't be giving too many promises away right now, Octavia.
If we are able to use him to make the unwanted speaker start making or giving orders that we do want them to make, that would be in our favor, I think it's worth a shot. And we still
Right.
need to find the cleric.
And I am on board with that being a solution, just not the solution.
Oh no.
So
I'm
again,
just
stop making
contingencies.
promises.
Just contingencies, darling. I promise. I'm not making any promises I can't keep.
But you are already guaranteeing him being able to continue his research.
Well,
We can't guarantee that.
either the research in the speaker's body, or I can always arrange for something else. I have my ways. I have my resources.
Okay, let's ask an important question, though. She looks back to the ghost. What was your research?
Well, gathering different mosses and such from the Underdark to see if could find alternatives to common, hard to grow healing items out in this tundra, for one. Different mosses and such that could be used for alternative foodstuffs.
Alternative foodstuffs, you say?
There's edible mosses and mushrooms down in the Underdark that can't really grow up here.
But it's also teeming with things that we don't understand and are very dangerous. Are you sure that's all your research was just the plants that were down there?
Well, also a little bit of prospecting. That's how I found out that there was a possible entrance to the Underdark in the gem caves when I purchased it. But I don't really have any interest in monsters and such.
A quick insight check.
Yeah, insight check, but I have a good feeling about it.
I have 14.
24.
Sylvian.
It's
So
like
is
the
Mercury
Underdark is a dangerous place, regardless. Like to even want to be messing with the stuff down there just seems, pardon the pun, shady.
So
He
speaking of
seems to have really just been interested in fungus and mold.
so speaking of shady, is Mercury Shadow doing anything with the book?
Mercury looks towards the satchel holding the book. The shadow seems to be kind of reaching into the satchel.
Get it.
See little bits of very old, dried out moss and mushrooms being kind of tumbled out of it.
Okay. And Lash will dismiss the flame.
What was your name one more time?
Janth Alawar. I devoted myself to cataloging the flora of the Dale, and when I discovered there was a chance to get Underdark
I don't know.
plants, well, if they can grow in the darkness of the Underdark, they could last if, say, a long winter hit the Dale, and just
That's a
I I I know I shouldn't have.
No,
Just-
you were in a desperate position, and I fully acknowledge that. Which is why I'm doing my best to provide you with an alternative that might actually help everybody. Though
I
my
do
friend
appreciate
is
it.
my friend is correct. I cannot absolutely guarantee that you'll be able to take over our problem person. But that is just
Willing to try.
one. Well, I don't want you to try something that may put you in danger and null and void your utility. Again,
Yet
just as a possible plan B, if you will. I like to have at least 3 plans in place before I do something outlandish and absurd. So,
you see the ghost starting to slump, and it looks, even though he's not breathing, he looks like he's starting to breathe heavy.
well,
Well, you can make whatever choice you want. Without a host, I'm gonna have to go back into my book and satchel. So, yeah,
not
just
to
hand
worry.
it over to somebody, and
Very,
I'll
very
try.
well. Very well. Just be patient and don't jump into me. I'll go ahead and carry the book. Now just be a good boy. She reaches down and picks up the satchel. Go ahead and hop in your book, and I'll carry you along with me. Until I find you a suitable host.
See him fade, and the satchel seems to grow a little warmer, but you do not feel any mental intrusion.
There we go. Good boy. Gives the satchel a little pat pat. Closes it.
See Aura sitting up. She's rubbing her head. Oh, God, that's a hangover I haven't had in years.
Bends down.
Oh,
And
what happened?
well, let's just go with the hangover of a lifetime and leave it at that. However, it does seem that the situation here seems to be under control.
You were possessed by somebody from a book. We're not going to leave. We're not going to leave you in the dark.
What?
Well, I wasn't going to necessarily leave them in the dark. I just felt maybe right now was not the best time to talk about
She kind of
psychic
looks around
intrusion
over.
from a ghost.
She looks over to Trex. Yeah, he got up on the wagon and told everybody I'm the leader of the Legion. He gave me some stupid wings and
Who was flirting with me?
gave me a book, and then everything kind of went all
Well, he was experimenting.
drunken haze.
You got possessed, as my
Yeah.
compatriot here blurted out. You were possessed by a spirit from this book. Pat, pat, pass the bag. However,
You see,
we've reached an agreement, and you are now spirit free. Well, apart from your own natural spirit. So
you see Jorah move around behind Boris. She takes the wings off and puts them on her own shoulders. Yeah, sorry, Miss Orc, but Trex was not in his right mind to be handing over the Legion, and I would be more or less the higher in command at the moment, so I'm going to take over for now. Not saying we're going to invade or nothing.
Are you sub to me or something?
That I was at one point.
It'd be best
Are
if a
you
kobold who knows how a Legion runs be in charge of the Legion, and
Yeah.
I don't think we can trust Trex. He's an idiot.
no, fair enough. Also, always lovely to see a strong lady in charge.
This is more me taking temporary charge until our dragon comes back. If he comes back, he was out before, and she kind of takes her spear and points it up to the sky at the dome. He's probably out there somewhere, wondering where the hell his Legion went.
Well,
Well,
our current
he's-
mission is to try and get that dome brought down. So,
Well, he's going to be searching until we finish here because, as of right now, we're invisible to the rest of the world.
Wonderful.
Now I guess Drakengor Cursed has a nice ring to it.
I was never really a fan of, leading. I'm just a Decanus, usually a team of 10, not a whole clan of kobolds, but kind of gives a salute to the three of you. Cursed Legion at your service until the shell comes down.
and we appreciate your aid. Thank you very much. Firstly, I think we need to organize this little situation so that your people can be in the safety of the town, and the nasty, creepy crawly inside the cave does not have any fresh opportunities to come back out and start terrorizing everyone.
Yeah,
Perhaps-
we need to
Perhaps
refresh the
collapsing
group.
the. I'm sorry, please go ahead.
We need to refresh, regroup, and especially if we want to try to take that thing on again. But you were saying something about potentially collapsing?
We could always try and just collapse the cave entrance and seal the mine up, at least temporarily. But I do like the idea of a more final solution, actually getting rid of the creature.
Yeah, and collapsing the mine would hurt the livelihood of this entire town.
It would.
I honestly don't think we have to worry about that thing leaving the Underdark. It's where it thrives, and it's most likely where it's going to stay.
But still, hungry things
What
want
is the time of year again, DM?
it. Cold and dark.
Yeah, the dark part. Are
It-
we in the long night, short day phase, or endless night? No day.
It is
phase?
currently endless night. The only thing that marks day is the appearance of an aurora. So it is nighttime with an aurora during the daytime and nighttime with no aurora at night.
So it's always dark out here aside from the snow.
So it's either full darkness at night or dim darkness during the day. Jorah does say, we're kobolds. We tunnel for a living. We can collapse the entrance of that tunnel in a way that'd be easy enough for us to reopen it when it's time.
But again, the people, well, as long as the dome is up, there's no real commerce with the outside that can go on. And having an isolated economy within the dome isn't going to benefit anybody. So,
Very
yes,
true, ma'am.
let's.
And I don't think any miners are going to go back in there while that thing is in there.
Exactly. So, please definitely collapse the tunnel and make sure that we have options for being able to reopen it once we have enough muscle behind us to be able to really tackle the situation in a more final way.
Yes, ma'am. You
And
see
make
her start
sure.
barking out orders in Draconic to the others as the Drangolin is led. It buries its 6 legs kind of into the snow, opening up its mouth. They seem to be using it as living artillery.
Now, for the
It-
matter at hand, with the kobolds, since we have Miss Oris here, maybe we can go ahead and negotiate safe passage into town for the kobolds.
Oh yes, Miss Oris. As your original, as the original talks were with the occupant of the book here, Pat. Just assume every single time I say Pat, I'm just giving a gentle little pat to the book, and the satchel. As your original negotiations and our negotiations were with the occupant of this book, I think it would be fair to say that now we should have a renegotiation of the terms. But honestly, the kobolds have suffered enough losses. We've
Yeah,
seen their losses down there in the cave, and they've
no need to
definitely
say
more.
anything. They're welcome in the town. Anyone who can fight, if they'll be willing to join up with our guard to keep the town safe. And when the mines open up, if they'd be willing to loan a little bit of kobold know-how to getting the mines back up to snuff after being empty for a while, they have a place in town.
Thank you. Truly
She
and
does stop
sincerely.
and reaches into her pocket after her brow furrows a bit and pulls out an old bit of parchment. Hmm. Well, she looks up at the 3 of you and hands over the scroll to you, Octavia.
And what's
Payment.
what? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now we know. One head is all.
Not going to look at it quite yet. She's just going to go ahead and slip it into her actual backpack, not the. Actually, no. She's gonna slip it into the mossy bag, and she'll take a look at that later. She's just gonna put it into the most dangerous spot where no one should risk putting their hand. Thank you very much. Now, if only we could handle the situation as quickly and easily in getting back down south. We have to get down to the southern mountain range. And we don't have much time left to do it.
Sometimes you gotta put danger on a back burner and just hope someone keeps stirring the pot to keep it from burning.
I suppose you're right, but There are actual lives at stake this time, and I don't think we can take much of a rest.
Behind you, there is a rumble and a blast of air and dust as the kobolds bring the entrance to the cave down. Well, that's our danger dealt with for now. When y'all are ready to come back and put a full end to it, we'll be ready to give you a hand.
Much appreciated.
Thank you kindly.
I think it's.
She looks up towards the sky at the aurora. It's starting to grow a darker purple. It will start to get closer to nighttime soon. If y'all want to make it back down south, you best be heading off now or you'll be stuck here for the night.
Right. We don't have much time. Thank you very much, and I promise we will be back to check on everyone, make sure everything is all right once we have our other dire situation brought under control. And with that, Octavia is going to look to Lash and Mercury and go, so, do the two of you want to head back down south immediately, or do you want to stay in town and rest?
I'm wanting to see what's up in Lonelywood.
Lonely Wood was a red herring that I made up to deceive the
Not
speaker.
for his god.
Oh. Well,
My queen told me something about it, so I want to investigate.
oh. Well, by all means then.
Yeah, it's because of his god that we actually came up this way and stuff happened.
Well,
Horace
I
looks
mean-
at y'all. Lonelywood, about 2 hours. You should be getting there before dark.
all right. Well, I guess up to Lonelywood then.
She does. Y'all came on mounts, so that should cut the time down some, though. I'll get these kobolds back to town and get them settled in with Miss Kirst's help. We have a couple of storerooms and a couple of houses that I think will be open to giving them room and board.
Sublime.
Thank you, Miss Horace.
And also, if you ever find yourselves in more dire need of food supplies, be sure to send requests to the to Belladonna Fair in Targos. I am the proprietor, and I've been supplying the town with food, and most of the rest of our, well, reserve supplies have been going to Bryn Shander. So, if you need anything, you can call on us.
Good to know.
Off to Lonelywood, then.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Mercury, I didn't mean for it to sound as though I was trying to be dismissive of your goals.
You
My
don't have
mind-
to worry about it.
my-
It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to worry.
Will not catch me playing off.
Well,
Like he genuinely means that. Like he's not he's not angry or anything. Like he's legit. Like it's perfectly fine.
well, still. I just want you to know I value you as a business partner of sorts
Yeah, it is.
for this business we
Thank you.
find ourselves
Yeah,
in.
I had to think a moment. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
let's go and see what your queen has bidden of you, shall we?
Of course.
Want to speak with her again?
Oh,
I
right.
could.
Uh,
I could.
uh, That does
He
make sense.
he leans over to Octavia to whisper. He's like, "Should I do it in front of all these people? See what
Best
they
not.
think."
I think it may leave a bad impression, especially
He
after
kind of
I just
pouts.
said after
He
I
pouts a
just
little
said that
bit.
you are, that you and I are business partners. I don't want them to think weirdly of me because of the things that you do. So let's go find you a nice private corner where you can just
A nice private corner
drown.
where I can drown. He
Indeed.
As
kind of
you
pouts a little bit, and you get the sense that his idea of his good idea of making light of things is just darker than what it should be.
Yeah. So I guess we're heading to some slightly more remote corner of the town, probably like up here in like the in the northwestern corner, and maybe he can dunk his face into the shallows, or maybe we can find a bucket.
Yeah, his whole life, his role in his clan was, soldier protector. So he grew up so much around death, combat, and murder, and it's like uh his version of humor revolves around that because he
He's a murder
tries.
hobo with a heart of gold.
No, he's not a murder hobo. He does his job. If he was a murder hobo, he'd have killed a few people by now.
And a soldier with a heart of gold, but humor of slightly rotted ham.
heading into the town, you see Jorah and Forrest leading the kobolds further in. Every once in a while, Forrest will stop at a house, give a few knocks, and a couple of kobolds will be allowed inside.
Before Jorah is shacked up, Octavia is going to pull out her business card and she's gonna hand it off and be like, "In case you ever find yourselves down in Targos, hit me up. I'd be happy to host you. We could catch up."
Greatly, greatly appreciated, man. And if the dragon doesn't return, let's just say he's not very patient, and if he can't find us after too long, he might just leave us to go find another clan. So, if we end up dragonless, and I end up the full lead of this legion, but you can count on us if you ever need a bunch of hole digging, spear wielding kobolds. All of you.
I wouldn't worry. I mean, you seem like you can take care of yourself. Not only that, but you seem like you can take care of many others. I believe in you.
Well, I'll always
Honestly,
have a
I'm
place
probably
for
gonna
you.
hand over a lot of the leadership to the Adeptus of the Legion. Mages, they have a better grasp on long term.
Duly noted. Just don't knock leadership until you've had a good hearty taste. Who knows? It might grow on you.
It could, but I am a soldier at heart.
Well then, soldier on. But don't forget about us.
I get that. I mean, I could never be a leader of my clan. We have elders for that.
He claps a bracered arm to her chest. Be well, friends of Legion Cursed.
And Octavia will do her kind of farewell. She'll bend over and she'll give a quick little peck on the end of her snout.
Mercury will he'll pinch two fingers together and kind of like put them onto Jor's wrist and spread a piece of web around her wrist as like a little web band.
The
You are a
friendship
friend.
bracelet.
Yes. And you are a friend. And this name is going to sound funny to some of you, probably all of you. You are a friend of the Hidden Web Village.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
I know. I know.
I'm gonna go ahead and just drink my coffee and not think about Naruto.
Considering I haven't even seen very much Naruto, that makes it even worse.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but anyway. But yep. So yep, Octavia will give Jorah a farewell kiss, and Mercury will give her a farewell friendship bracelet.
Then Lash will just give a heartfelt goodbye, be well, sort of thing.
She walks away, the iron mace of a tail wags a bit through the snow.
Oh goodness, Everix would just lose his fucking mind.
Soon enough, you are able to find a not frozen source of water.
Well, I mean, even an empty bucket, I could end up filling it up.
Oh, yeah.
Are you saying that you're ready to gush?
And it's so cold that the water freezes around his face while he's got his head in it.
Pulls his head out of the bucket.
From
Shake
drowning
ice
to
cube
straight
around
up
his face.
suffocation.
Oh god, like those poor animals that get stuck in like the like like thin ice of like rapid freezing lakes and shit. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mercury, give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
See how long it takes you to.
12.
Not bad. It doesn't take you too terribly long to bring yourself to the brink.
I don't think I'm ever going to find that. I don't like watching him twitch like that.
Well, what they see is you twitching with your face in a bucket. What you
Lash
see
will
is
look
yourself.
away.
What you see, Mercury, is yourself falling into the bucket through an empty void until you come splashing out the other side in a pond. Looking around, you can still see the shell of ice and the outline of the Raven Queen on the other side. You begin to hear mad cackling around you before your vision is filled with bloody maws reaching for you from all directions, and you're sent back with the message: hunger turns to thirst.
We're just going to make a note of that in our DMs. So as he comes out of it, he seems even more pissed off than what he was the first time. Okay,
Take a moment to breathe, darling.
it's not the drowning that's caused my breathing to stop. I am pissed because I can't fucking reach her.
Huh. Well, perhaps the dome is interfering. Didn't Joy say something along those lines? That it interfered with communications, and that there wasn't allowed to be certain kinds of interference?
Yeah, but I was hoping that first time was just a fluke because, I have no freaking clue how all this stuff works still. We have a priest to do that for us. I convene every so often. This is actually the most I've convened in the span of 6 months. I just do what I just do what I'm told. But I did at least get something while I had about 100 bloody maws trying to snap at me. Hunger turns to thirst. Does anybody know what that means?
Hunger
Of course.
turns to thirst. Does that jiggle anything loose in Octavia's brain?
Because the only thing that I, as a player and character, can think of is when you eat ice cubes, they melt.
Well, the other thing that pops to my mind is, you know, something a little on the biblical side. Man cannot live on bread alone, because you know,
Yeah.
you eat bread, you get thirsty because it dries your mouth. But that's the extent of my complex thinking on that particular matter. So, does
Yeah.
does character does character me have a more brilliant idea or point of view?
History, Arcana, or straight intelligence rolls for anyone who
I am so sorry. I've missed everything that was being said for like the past 5 minutes or so because there is somebody in Skitty's chat that's occasionally making certain comments, and I had to step in and be like, "Hey, careful with your comments." While Skitty is not saying anything about making her uncomfortable, I am her husband, and this seems very disrespectful to me. You have been warned.
Ooh.
So, like, he's playfully flirting with her at times, but the comment was, "I was too busy fantasizing about doing things to you." I mean, I was too focused on the game. That's just that was way too
Yeah,
close to the line for me.
That's too much.
Like, it's not
People need
bannable
to respect-
yet, but he
people
has
need
been
to
warned.
respect boundaries. They're very clearly set. So yeah, that's Mercury what was some of the last things you
Still see us come to the rescue.
heard?
Oh no, it was oh well
Oh yeah, my roll was a 15.
I'm gonna check history. Mine was a 15. But yeah, so Mercury was surrounded by, the bloody maws while he was trying to convene with the Raven Queen, but he wasn't able to get through to her. But he did hear the phrase hunger turns to thirst.
Turns to thirst. Hmm. If I was a better paladin, I would be proficient in religion and try to make that kind of check, but I have a +0 in my intelligence because I'm pretty. I don't need to be smart.
Pretty consistent for a lot of paladins. Don't worry
People
about
are
it.
smart for me.
But yeah, you were down there tearing it up in the Maws pit.
15. Yeah, 15 history, 15 arcana.
What were the available rolls?
Arcana,
straight
history, or
intelligence,
straight?
history, or arcana.
Uh,
All the same for you?
yeah, I'm gonna just. I'll say it's history.
That can always contextualize what you get told if you
Not a damn thing.
So Lash heard as much as Sab heard.
You don't even know what hunger and thirst is.
Because I'm
15 history, 15 arcana.
And then we have a 1 in history. Hey, why not, what? People used to get hungry? That's weird.
They're
Oh wow, Autobot is
it's more the malls that catch your attention, Mercury, and that leads into you and Octavia starting to put together. Gnolls are known to be hungry. In fact, they're eternally hungry. But what could turn that internal hunger into thirst?
Hmm.
grabbed
So whatever this is going on in Lonelywood possibly has to do with something happening with the weird gnolls I've seen.
He does relay that information as he begins to think about it.
Please be nice to Celsius. I will only say that one. You may not have a score, but
That's strike 2 for this guy.
break it back.
But y'all can make of that as you will. Something up in Lonelywood might guide you to whatever this is going on with these gnomes.
Yeah.
On that note, is it okay if we take a quick break?
I was actually going to wrap it up for the night.
We have
Oh,
been at
okay.
it for a bit. We've been
Yep,
at it for
we have-
Yeah.
for 4 hours.
Yep, I was going to wrap it for the night. Before anybody does ask, yes, you do level up.
Yay!
Yes.
Sweetness.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit stop
So,
recording because that's a
yep.
long